in the carnival. Ooh, ah, don't stress me out, don't stress me out. Ooh, ah, just give me walk, just give me walk. Ooh, ah, and when you hold on to me like I is your lover. Ooh,
Girl, we go wine all night. I owe you. Girl, we go wine every night. I owe you. We going wine tonight. We going wine tonight. I bring wine and put on your bumper. I owe you. I bring wine and put on your bumper. I owe you. Girl, we go wine all night. I owe you.
I miss you from the time you went away. Oh, baby. Our love never felt this type of way.
3 minutes after 7 o'clock.
When you give me that wine, it's about the way you got no your fire, baby. When you talk about the fine, only you got the thing I desire, baby. But look how you love it, come back again. Make me feel some type of way. Sending a message straight to me brain. Sing like the Bamba Day. And anytime you come around, I'll be the one to give you love. You know I must come back. All I want you to say, come, wine, give me banga, 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 banga. Baby girl, I love how you thunder. Hey, me and you alone, I go banga. So come, wine, give me thunder. Hey, yo, so give me all your love tonight. Girl, you got that thing that's so divine. Me and you go hunger here tonight. We are go hunger here tonight. Yeah, she's a bacchanal every time she come now. Look at the tongue when you dip down there. Sweetness, yeah, apple, I won't try it. She's a carnival every time she touch down there. Tip at the tongue when you hit my brain. Give me one look and I just want this. But they say, take your time when you go down there. You must spend all your money and end up in a day. But I don't pray, yeah. I will take all the chances. I've been waiting so long, I want it night and day. Hey, my lady, give me a piece of that chup darling. One piece of that chup darling. So long you've been saving it. Non-stop, girl, I'm craving it. I want some of that chup darling. Treat this when it rolling. Look back when it rolling. Things nice when it rolling. And I love how it feeling when it rolling. It bounce when it rolling. Can't stop you from rolling.
The number one morning show in the SVG.
Morning.
OMG in the morning.
Come on now.
Yeah. How you doing? Yes, man. Pull up, zoom out there on that a little bit, please. Yeah. It's Monday morning, Dove. How you doing this morning, buddy? How you doing? Yeah, that's good. Heidi Flavor, good morning to you. No, Mary, I'm not saying good morning to you. You know why. No, I'm not saying good morning. Chanel Brown, good morning to you. Michael Roach, good morning to you. Jackie Maynard, good morning to you. George Valentine, good morning to you. Glenda McIntosh, good morning to you. Sanchez, good morning to you all the way. Who's listening from Guyana? Good morning to you. Good morning to those of you in your vehicles heading into Kingston this morning. before I get going, I got some stuff I want to talk about this morning, okay? So, you guys, please stick around. Got plenty of things to talk about this morning. Before I get going with that, let me let you know you can take the leap towards success with KCCU Educate. Unlock up to $30,000 at just 7% interest rate on the reducing balance for your tertiary education. That's something from KCCU. You want to do that. You got to do that. You must do that. Why won't you want to do that? Yeah. And of course, Flo is saying you can cash back with Flo this Independence month of October. Flo is giving you all your cash back. That's right. Pay off your bill and be one of the lucky winners to get back all of the money you give them. So it's like here, and they give it back here. So take it from left hand, give it back to the right hand. Yeah. Check out the Flo stores or pay your bills online or any of the Flo partner stores to get your cash back. Remember, you can also win big with Flo. You can walk away with an iPhone 14, a smart TV, or other smartphones, shopping vouchers, and more. Simply top up $10 or more or activate a 3, 7, or 30-day combo plan to win. It's that easy to win with Flo this October. And you also, with Flo, you get free internet for 1 month. If you don't have Flo internet at home, sign up now, especially this October month. Yeah. Pay no bills and no installation for 1 whole month when you sign up for Flo high-speed internet package this October. Yeah. Hey, so remember, it's Independence on the 27th of October. As Independence coming, right? If you find the body shallow thing they give me, please. Put it up over. You can put it up from over there. Yeah? And Hotel Alexandrina, they've got an amazing restaurant, grill and bar. And on Independence Day, from Independence morning from 10 o'clock all through the day until 3 o'clock, you can have a taste of Vinci. On the menu will be saltfish, smoked herring, pigfoot souts, stew chicken, Madongo bakes. Oh gosh, you ever had Madongo bakes, buddy? You had Madongo bakes?
Yeah. I have Madongo.
You at home now?
Not the bake, but the...
Yeah, the Madongo. Okay, all right, cool. Yeah. Coconut dumpling, doughboy, roast breadfruit, dukana, bakes, green salad. I'm going to ask if you had that. Coconut slice and local juices. Remember, for your reservation, you can contact them at 456-9788, or you can check them out online at www.hotelalexandrina.com. That's www.hotelalexandrina.com. With my boy Shaladay. Every time I come in here, I can't find Shallow. Why did you think so, boy? My boy Shallow, the smiling businessman. Hey, listen, at SVG's Tire, that's Shallow. I know you just say Shallow. SVG Tire, they have a special on tires. Buy at regular price and get the fourth one for free. Check out their stores today in Kingston. You can call them in Kingston at 457-1467. Ask for Shallow. Listen, Shallow will smile and give you a even bigger deal than that deal. You give you a discount. Yeah? Or in Annisville at 456-6444. Remember, this is a special. Buy at regular price and you get the fourth one for free. That's at SVG Tires or I say Shallow. Yeah. And don't forget Max Pizza. They're back. Yeah, Max Pizza and Kitchen introduced Vinci Pizza delivery every Friday. So you can place your order from 10 o'clock today, right to the Thursday. Yeah, via phone, or you can call them or phone or WhatsApp at 528-1854 between 10 o'clock this morning and 10 p.m. Or in the restaurant, you can call the restaurant from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. at 458-3474. All orders will be delivered by a Max representative the following Friday. This is the following Friday. So this Friday at the wharf when the Beckway Express come. Yeah, at 5:30 p.m. So make sure you check out Max Pizza. If you've never had Max, you miss a part of your life. That's all I would say. You miss a part of your life. So, Shady, I don't know. Well, what is this thing on the screen? Why you have this damn thing on the screen? Can you just move this interview thing on the schedule thing on the screen, please? Move the schedule thing. Yes. I'm not aware if you are aware that we've had another murder again on the weekend. We had a murder on the weekend, which brings us now to number 42. The record 42. I know it's Hamilton calling it.
Gun related.
Gun related. Yes, gun related. And we're going to talk about that this morning. Let me take a call. On that. Caller, good morning.
Morning to you, Bing. Good morning to you. For a moment there, I was. Is a part not bigger.
Yes. No recognize the voice. The voice.
Who dealt with you a morning and another radio station when I was real upset.
You mash me up.
Yeah.
And I still here, buddy.
Saturday morning.
Man, that is all right.
I don't know the reason why, Bing.
I'm in the business.
I was mad because for the whole week you was there wondering where the NDP is going to get money from to come out with this project. And Bing, before you went on the radio, and I sent you by a WhatsApp, and that alone tell me you don't check
Bigger. Hold on. Bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine the amount of WhatsApp messages I get per day? Just think about it.
Well, Bing, you got people that you know, and you just send your message and they send it.
Bigger. It doesn't matter. Go ahead.
Move on. Anyhow. What they had call about? What they had?
But listen, it doesn't matter if you mash me up in a bigger. I'm not like that, and I don't hold malice. And furthermore, if you didn't mash me up, I'd just smile.
Yeah.
And say him a partner. I just smile and say him a buddy.
And because I think anybody that call you see, I see putting out any kind of defense at all for this administration run by Ralph Wicked.
But me asking where the NDP going to get the money from? How does that become a defense of the Ralph administration?
Based on the policies that the NDP always had was to develop people. And when they develop people, they develop the nation. And I sent you a letter from the EU Director General, which Kenson broke it on his program as on Lady when I sent it to him, to show you where the EU would have already wrote to me and so that they will indeed invest in such a project.
But hold on. We're doing two different things there. We're doing it your thing, or we're doing it where the money coming from?
No, this is my the project was written by me and sent to EU Director General.
No. You said you mashed me up because I asked where the money coming from.
Yeah, because
but you're dealing with your thing now.
Well, no, it's for me. This is something with the nation. This is something.
Okay, because you know I'm in support of your thing from a long time.
For the development of the nation. This project
for your project. Agriculture you're talking about.
Not for me, not the agriculture project that Ken would have brought to your attention. And this is for the nation, it's not for me. If the Ghana Cement is going to develop, I personally, because me think of it, it's a progressive thinking man, I will develop, okay? So that's for me, develop St. Vincent, and then I will be developing the process. So I would have gotten that letter that I sent to you. I didn't look at it, and I have deleted it. I didn't want to send it back to you again. I sent it for you in your WhatsApp, okay? Where the EU would have ready to invest over $50 million into agriculture processing. To me, consolidating. For me, that's how it sits now. It's a consolidating agro-produce consolidating project. Okay? And for me, and all the government had us to do was do their part and accept it. And let you work together. But no, it's big. You have to destroy it. You can't work with it. So right now, the project is there hanging for when the NDP win. You know what I'm saying to you? I am saying it bold and clear. when the NDP win, I will hand over the whole file that I have still. After 10 years, I still have the file still. I'll hand over the whole file. The Friday and his team, I'll let them take it to the another level. Now, Bing, you know what I am shocked by? This weekend, Bing, somebody called me and said, Bigger, they're bringing in blacks now in this country. They allow the new Kingston port to import black. I do my research. They're talking about over $5 million worth of concrete blocks coming out of Trinidad. Being it's the first time since your father-in-law was in power. And I
seriously bringing in blocks, importing
blocks.
blocks.
Bring the whole story. Let me the whole story. And Glenn Stewart, you know the only project that black was imported in when your father-in-law was in power was to build the vegetable market. And it's right there. When I was walking there, Stewart called me and said, Bigger, you got to stop this now. Glenn Stewart called me and said, Bigger, we have to stop this. And me and Glenn start to work. I working on the finance, how to raise the finance to bring the project, and Glenn working on the technical part of it, how to get it done. Then no blacks were never imported into this country. From the time I started to make blacks in 2000, not a black never came into this country. I supply blacks to the Bokama project. You name any project, all those schools, everything, things. Great quality black. One of the best blacks you could find in the whole, and the world market. That's the kind of black, because you're looking for particular PSI thing. And rubber cassette is one of the best stuff you could find, because it gives you a lightweight black but strong. Then, when I heard, I decided to do my research. $5 million worth, over $5 million worth of concrete products in terms of blocks has been given to the port authority, port contractors, the go ahead to import concrete blocks in this country. We at Bigger Talking will have stopped that. But because we have a government that is always going backward, and a backward government we got not to develop St. Vincent. And then people still come and these are the kind of things that are
Bigger, let me ask you, where did you get that information? Because if this is real, because not just you, there are other people in St. Vincent who are producing. I mean, you're out of the block business now, but there are people who I know who are producing blocks in St. Vincent.
Bing, let me give you a bit of education when it come to blocks, because not everybody making blocks. Yes, you have a lot of blocks makers in St. Vincent, but none of them could hit the PSI. Those projects would be looking for Bing, because let's talk about PSI. It's pounds per square inch that each block could bear. In every, let me say, take a 16-inch length block. In every inch of that block, it can be up to 2,000, 3,000 PSI based on what the engineers to the project asked for. The only factory could have done that and surpass any in terms of quantity, quality, and what they want in terms of the PSI. Not the chest. The green mean machine we have in Yambu rattling down right now. Tanks. Can I say them a ball? Then we go say tanks for the vote right in power, and the black plants is out there lying down. So now $5 million worth of blacks. Actually, and here being, it's people working at the port, see what happening, and it's real getting irate, and the people who message me and get on to me and do all that thing, call me a big urgent. I really want to get on to me guys, because I can't believe this happen. Because they're working at they don't get the port, they never see black coming here. 350,000 on land, and in the next 350 they will come again just now being in terms of 8-inch blocks. 8-inch blocks. So check out the price over $5 million, and I understand that it's close to $1 million blocks to come in. But you know why? Just don't happen in my bill the airport, the airport out there no big. You know the reason why it didn't happen is because the contractors that they had out there wasn't nobody, and the funding agents and everything came from all about, so they could do what they like. If that terminal building out there being the block will have to meet the particular standard like what the port has to, like what the port down in town they has to meet. because you know why? People have to give guarantee and protection of the work. But in St. Vincent, anything work. So Black Sudan have to come in to the airport. But thanks again to Ras Gonzalez and his government. Big results out of business. But then I want to ask one question before I go to
I am shocked. I'm speechless.
Don't be shocked. What I want to find out again, Bing, there are relatives of mine in England who sell West Indian produce. Bing, they can get produce out of Barbados. They could get produce out of St. Lucia. They could get produce out of Grenada. Even as far down as Trinidad, they could get something produced. But it means they can't get none. And we will both have, but you know what? All these are what will come out in the wash. When we send Ras Gonzalez and his party home this next election, this will come out in the wash. You know what will come out in the wash? We want to know why we have the big aircraft from Virgin landing here, but refuse to fly out of here with produce. They must tell persons, when the two persons investigate from Virgin, they must tell them if they're going to be produced to Barbados, then they will fly out from Barbados. What we want to know, is it one, Virgin cannot take off because of something with the runway, this is me just saying this, we are just assuming. I assuming, let them come and answer.
You're speculating.
Speculated. What are the reasons why Virgin do not want to fly out here with in terms of cargo out of St. Vincent and the Grenadines? These are the things that we need to know. So when we hear it going and saying, oh, we are really, and the people want to know when Ralph and them going to build these projects, like how to them going to sell and say they take 16 acres to be a container hub. I want to know if that is enough for we to become a hub for container in this region here. I tell you, I'll go fool all who want to fool Ralph Gonzalez. I'll go fool all who want to, but I can't fool me. But me big say will show you all that I am willing to stand up and fight. And if I perish in the process, when I say perish, I mean if I die in the process, I will fight you all even until today. Before I leave this out here, because I don't know what are too wicked. And then yes, Vincent, let the black makers of them, all of them could jump up and laugh and talk. For 12 and 13 years now almost, because February next year make 13 years since they put you out of business and they leave the whole place crazy all you. And now you can't stop a $5 million sale in a black. All you can't stop that up to nowhere. Because I don't know what all you can't meet the standard. But big was keeping that and more. It's the only black clan would have been able to do it. So the here I had bought out Rebecca land was to move closer and I moved my whole black man making operation up there, and I didn't want the market for myself thing. What I was going to do, I was going to operate like how the brewery does do. I would have made blacks and get some of the same blacks makers of them. Just make blacks and tell them to distribute. I didn't want to do that with distribution. My idea was to produce blacks and let them distribute. All of we have to eat. That is how me big a big stuff think. But I don't know why. I'll check that. Check this slap in all the face. When we have one time go backward, I'll jump up and laugh. We can't have this friend and laugh up with nobody. But we have guns over them. That's the thing. I got to talk to you again, everybody. Let us see who call back later. I don't miss this program in the morning. Talk to my brother. Have a wonderful. Yes, I'm doing it big. Don't be shocked, me. Carl, we'll do investigation at the port. And this is right there. The port workers at the people at port of them. It's happening mad things. But you know what? Some people just afraid to talk. Me big. What's they going to do to me? What they could do to me? What they could do to me? Tell me what they could do to me. You all and the government. What they could do to me, big. What? Nothing. Someone will kill me. And I'm not afraid of that. Right now, I'm not afraid of that. Have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful day, my friend. I'm your friend again now. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Whoa. Well, that just completely threw me off there. Oh, we are importing blocks for the port project. Caller, good morning.
Big.
Yes, sir. Morning.
How are you doing?
I'm all right.
Where were you last week? I ain't seeing you and hearing you.
Man, I was here last week, man. What's the matter with you? Morning. Let me go. Let's go. Let me fight up. Let me go. You're supposed to come and see me. What happened?
You're supposed to call me.
Anyway, let me go. We are limited time. Let me go. Do you know, as I don't have to say, a member of the Agency of Public Information or former member, but you I don't know. Is the government importing blocks for the port projects?
Bing. Let me tell you something, right? You should not take everything you hear and run with it.
I'm not running with it. That's why I'm asking.
All right. I don't know about that. You can ask me about that.
Okay, so what? So, but that information was given to me. So, okay. So, who should I ask? Point me to the direction of who should I ask?
But you should know who you should ask.
Oh.
Isn't there an agency that is in charge of the port development?
Well, can you give me a specific person that I can go to?
Anyway.
No. But this is serious. I mean,
but Bing, you know already who you should ask. There's an agency that's
yeah. Okay, so you know, tell me, but who? I can't. Is there a number in the phone book that mark agency?
I'm not gonna go down that road with you.
But is it something that you're concerned about?
What is something?
If the government is importing blocks, $5 million worth of blocks for port development in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, are you concerned about that?
Well, if it's necessary, then that's what has to be done.
So you don't care about whether Vincentians who've got the capacity or who should have had the capacity to do this?
Bing. I said, if it is necessary, then that is what has to be done.
In other words, DNK.
You're not making sense.
You eating food. You eating your food. Let me go. Anyway, go on. Make a point.
Hold on. What's the meaning of the word necessary?
If it's necessary, that's what you said. If it's necessary.
That's the thing. If it don't have a better option,
right,
then that's what you have to do.
Okay. Are you not concerned about the fact that we don't have a better option?
I'm not going to make any pronouncements of that on that.
Okay. Personally, do you Candyman? Are you concerned that we don't have a better option? The fact that we don't have a better option.
Do not try to go to the speaking in the state.
All right. Okay. Cool. You talk. Go on. You talk. You go on.
I called it this morning because I wanted to tell you that I followed Dr. Friday the whole of last week. He was on tour in North America. So. And I heard him say something. And I felt sorry for it. I feel like the people that are feeding him information are maybe some of the same people that are feeding you information.
Like what? Some things like what?
Well, I heard him talk, for instance, one of the major things that he's going to do for young people is he's going to expand the YES program. Right? And in the ways in which he wants to expand the YES program, he wants to approach business community, for instance, and tell them, let's do a partnership between you and the government. And the government will pay half, you will pay half. But that already exists.
Yes. I have a yes walker. Go ahead. You go ahead.
You have a yes walker? That already exists. Then he says he's going to expand it from 6 months to 1 year. He's going to tell the business community that is no longer 6 months. It's going to be 1 year. Well, how long your yes program, your yes walker on for?
You go ahead.
No, I have to know.
You go ahead.
What's the period of time?
You go ahead, no man. Let me don't interrupt, no man. Let go. Go on.
It's never been 6 months in the history of the program. And according to him, it's not the youth employment service, it's the youth empowerment service. It is a training program. It's an internship program. There are other components to the YES program than just being at work somewhere. There's a lot of training that goes on in the program. You know? So everything this man said about the Yes program is wrong. And everything that he plans to do to expand it is already in practice. So I can't believe that Dr. Friday sat down and came up with that. And I think that people around him wrote that and gave it to him to say. And make the man sound like he don't know what he's talking about.
So he's got information wrong with regard to the Yes program.
I think Dr. Friday should fire whoever gave him that information, gave him that to say. You know what I mean? No, I'm serious. And then it has some other things. I listened to him last night as well. He was on in Toronto. Talk about a number of different things. Somebody asked him about Taiwan and China.
That boy.
And he basically said, I ain't going to tell all you what I'm going to do before I win. When I win, you go see. You know what I mean? But for a man that claims that he wants to be open and honest with people, be open and honest. From the get-go, you already came and told us you're going to embrace the one China policy. And you're going to China. Now, there's a little while ago, right here in Timmins, in the Grenadines. And he touted that he went wrong with it. And he said he ain't backing down from it. He made a decision. All right. Now, if you change your mind, you change your mind. Tell us to change your mind. And if you have not changed your mind, tell us that as well. But don't be trying to fool people with this. I go wait and see. And like, come on, man. I feel sorry for the man. It's not a lot of other things, but I want to talk up the program.
I was very disappointed with that policy answer on Taiwan, but I need some time to deal with that. You know, I need some time to deal with that.
I think Friday needs some time to deal with it.
Not only we ain't getting to that. Okay, in the interest of time, can I ask you a question, please?
Yeah, you can ask me a question.
Yeah. Are you calling us from Canada?
No.
What you laugh?
Why do you think I call him from Canada?
Well, I know the CARICOM summit is taking place in Canada, and I know you're the personal attaché for the Prime Minister. You travel a lot with the Prime Minister. So I just want to. So you're not in Canada. This is not an overseas call from Canada.
No, this is not an overseas call from Canada.
Oh, okay.
But why is it? I heard Dr. Friday last night. I hear him. I heard him with his insinuation. You heard him too.
Or maybe I missed something. Maybe I missed something.
You asked me this question for the same reason.
That a lot of intentions. That a lot of intentions are concerned about. Don't you think?
Big. How many of the CARICOM heads of state are this morning in Canada?
Do you know? Because you're there.
So many CARICOM heads.
So what are you saying? What are you saying? You're saying that to make which point?
I'm saying that.
No. Okay. Let me ask you a question then. Normally, when there's a CARICOM heads of conference taking place, our Prime Minister, Dr. Afghanistan, he normally goes.
Yeah, he goes.
Okay.
He doesn't go every time,
but he goes.
When he can't make it, he can't make it.
Okay. So this morning, do you know if he's on his way there or if he's there this morning?
Prime Minister this morning is not on his way to Toronto.
And can you give us a reason why?
The Prime Minister has work to do today.
Oh, he has work to do today. The last heads of government CARICOM conference, did he go?
I can't recall at this time.
You can't recall at this time.
I can't recall.
Okay. Do you as a Vincentian, do you think that summit is important enough to have our Prime Minister be present?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Why? Okay, all right.
I've seen. Let me put it like this. I've seen the agenda.
You've seen the agenda.
I've seen
Okay.
what the Canadians are proposing to talk about. And in my estimation, this is my personal estimation.
Yeah,
Right?
this is you. This is coming from you personally.
I think the Canadians are looking for friends right now.
Right.
You know, because you know what's happening with them internationally.
Right.
They had a major debacle with the Indian government. They went and did some things, and I think they're just looking for friends right now.
But aren't we also friends with the Indian government?
Yeah, we are friends with the Indian
So
government.
won't that make it even better for us?
No, but what I'm saying is Canada wants, in my estimation, and let me put that. Canada wants to make everybody think that, you know, certain people on their side.
Okay. All right. What about our position on global warming? Is that on the agenda? Global warming, is that on the agenda?
Yeah, it's on the agenda.
Okay. Is that an important part of our policy?
It is, but there's a global summit that is taking place a few weeks from now. I think it's 2 weeks or 3 weeks from now.
Right.
Which the Prime Minister is going to.
Right.
Which is specifically to deal with that.
Okay. So we don't want the Canadian money, which they say
Which
that
Canadian
they
money?
will help for global warming.
Which
CARICOM
Canadian money?
countries.
Bing, you think Canadian money will come out of this summit? To deal
Yes,
with
I
global
think
warming?
so. I think
You
so.
believe so?
Yes, I
All
believe so.
We can have a conversation on this after.
Candyman, why you beating around the frog tail like this?
I'm not-
Come
I'm
on,
not-
man.
What? Beating around
Come
what?
on, man.
What am I
Come
beating
on.
around?
Why you defending the indefensibles like this, man? Come on, Candyman.
What
By
is- what
telling me
what
the Prime
is-
Minister
what
has work
is-
to
what
do,
is I
and
defending?
that is why he ain't going Canada for the conference and all that. If this conference was in Venezuela, would the Prime Minister have work to do this morning?
You putting words in my mouth. You
If
asked
the
me.
conference was in Venezuela, will the Prime Minister have gone?
Well, the Prime Minister, when is the conference?
Tomorrow.
It's tomorrow? You
Yes.
sure?
Yes.
You sure?
Isn't it from the 17th?
Bring you any of your information.
I don't have the dates right. But give me.
You don't even have
I don't.
information.
Okay, maybe I don't have the dates right. But tell me what are the dates? Correct me with the dates then. What's the date? Let's don't go off on a tangent on that. What's the date?
You're supposed to figure that out before you come out.
Oh Jesus Lord.
You can't.
Oh,
You can't.
gosh.
You can't.
Semantics. Let me don't give you the semantics now.
You don't even know
Let
what
me
you're
don't give
talking
you the semantics, Candyman.
No.
Okay. So you know,
Yeah.
you and I know, and the rest of the people who are listening, that the Prime Minister has refused to go to Canada for a number of years. All right? Let me establish that, okay? Hold on. I have defended the Prime Minister on that, where people call, where people have called and said the Prime Minister, can't go Canada. I have defended that situation.
But why
I've
the
said,
Prime Minister can't go
but
Canada?
I've defended that.
But why?
Huh?
Why? Why you can't go?
But I don't know, because that was stupidness, I thought. But when there is a... Huh? But I have defended it. I said that is stupidness. The Prime Minister is the head of a sovereign country. He's a diplomat. He carries a diplomatic passport. What do you mean he can't go? He can go to Canada. He may choose not to go, but that's different. So don't you think the Prime Minister...
Why are you saying the Prime Minister refused to go to Canada? Was he invited on...
Yes,
Okay.
it's... Candyman, stop the semantics, man. Come on, man.
What do you mean refused? Like, how many countries the Prime Minister
Does
has
it
not
matter?
gone
We, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, will our Prime Minister be going to the summit?
to? In Canada?
No, yes, that one.
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't
But
know.
do you think that if the Prime Minister don't go to the summit, that he has a responsibility to tell the nation why he's not going to the summit?
I'm sure he would.
All right, well, that's all I wanted.
It's not that
I
I
look
think,
forward
I'm
to that.
Sure he would.
I look forward to that. Thank you
And
very
I'm
much.
sure whatever reason he gives, whatever explanation he gives, would be sound and justifiable.
Like the foreign operatives. When you tap you on your name. Buddy, thank you very much. We got concert coming up. Wait, listen, I will call you today. I won't wait for you to call me today. I'll call you today, okay?
Yeah,
All right, buddy. Cool. Thank you. Thank you very much. My gosh. We got 3 more minutes. Everybody from morning. We got 3 more minutes.
Yes, Brother Bing. I'm not going to say what I want. I'm going to call back. But I just want to say to you, let me beg you again, let me give information to the public because we didn't learn much. And let me thank Baker Biggs because we learned a lot from him. And I would call you to tell you what Baker Biggs is saying about the block. I would call you to tell you about my situation where Gunsa can go Canada. And I'm not here with any politics. I will give you the information when you give me a little chance. Just give me just about 3 or 4 minutes, just how you give Candyman.
You got 3 minutes, brother. Go ahead. You got
I don't
3
want
minutes.
3 minutes now. I'll call back to give you information.
All
I'll call
right.
everything.
Okay, cool.
Love you very much.
Thank you. Love you, my brother. Love you. Yes, sorry about that. You had 3 minutes because we got concert coming up in the next 3 minutes time at 7:45. We're gonna have him in exact on time unless there's something on his part. We're gonna stick to our times this morning. At 8:30 this morning, we have Mr. Weeks joining us as well too on time, unless there's something on his part. But we're gonna do our part, and Dr. Richards as well too this morning at 8:45. So let's go. We see who we got here. Caller, good morning. You got what? You got 2 minutes.
Yes. Good morning, Big.
Good morning, sir.
First, let me say, yes, the summit is 17-19. The Canadian summit is 17-19 of October.
Right.
Is Mr. Macmillan a politician?
He seems like they attach it to the prime minister. He travels.
Yeah, but is he a political figure?
Not that I know of. I know he's a major supporter of the ULP. I know
I've heard him making some comments within recent time, political comments within recent time. Okay, let me say this: if he is not a political figure, he needs to check himself. If he is, then he is open for shots from all angles. Okay, because I heard him made a statement. After the shooting, the 5 shootings, 4 shootings we had in Harbour Club area, okay, regarding Dr. Friday and the statement that he made. Mr. Macmillan, my name is Linton E. Prescott. Everybody calls me Pressy. If you are a political figure, continue the road you're going. If you are not, be very careful because you're open to shots from all angles. Have a good day.
Hold on. You need to say specifically. Don't say it like that. Don't say shots. Given that you spoke about what happened at the house.
No. I'm not talking about gunshots. I'm talking about political shots, political punches.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'm not saying no violence. He made a statement.
I know you're not, but you don't know how people interpret things. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pressy. Thank you very much.
I mean, so you have to be very careful of the position he takes and the comments he makes.
Yes. Thank you. Right. Thank you, buddy. It's now 7:45. It comes to backstages yet?
No, same as it.
Okay, he's not there yet. So I came in this morning and things just went there. Good morning, caller. We're standing by to have counsel, okay?
No, Bing, I know.
Morning. You sure you don't want to call back? I sure you should call back when you have some more time.
Yeah, I know, but I hear some nonsense here this morning. Oh, Lord. Listen, I just want to...
Whenever counsel come on, I'm going to have to cut you, yes, but go ahead.
Yeah, but until Jomo come on, listen. The main issue I want to talk about, I may have to call you tomorrow because I ain't got enough time today because everybody done take up the time. But then the Prime Minister once said, right, that how close he is with Canada and how much
his
friend.
brother Trudeau.
Yes, I mean, so when people come on here and they start to talk a lot of nonsense, I'm listening here, sitting here, listening, and I am telling you, I don't know. I know Candyman, but I don't know if he knows me. But listen, if Candyman was to come to me with that kind of nonsense, I hear him spitting this morning. You hear me? I tell you, he would have never called back in on a radio station. Nonsense.
Absolutely nothing. He said absolutely nothing. You understand? And wait till I call in tomorrow on this issue.
Buddy, before you go, somebody just said they cut you off from the yes Prime Minister program.
Yes.
The worship Prime Minister. It's true.
Yes.
You heard that? I'm just seeing people writing it up on the thing. Eh? They cut you off from the worship the Prime Minister program.
Yeah, well, wait now. And I know a lot of them anticipating this call this morning because they don't know I'm going to get back at them.
Hey, call back, please. I want to call back, please. No, call back, please, I beg you, this morning. If you leave it till tomorrow morning, go be still. Call back, please. I gotta tell you, I gotta shout you. I gotta say, Spencer, call now, please. All right, please.
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
All right.
Okay, cool, please.
Right.
Council's backstage. Let's go. Let's bring his drop. Let's bring it. Let's go. It's now time for our council, Jomo Thomas.
Plain talk. Plain talk with Jomo Thomas.
So much things to say right now.
All you talk now
on OMG.
All right, let's bring him forward. Good morning to you, council. Good morning.
Good morning, Bing. Good morning, Shady.
Good morning, council. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning to you, listeners. I'm doing well.
You look quite relaxed. You had a great weekend.
Always.
Nice.
Always. Bing, I want to talk a little about last Friday.
Man, I that is one of the things I had done to talk about this morning, but my brother they called with the bigger call in and threw me off with the blocks and all of that.
You see, that's the problem. You must watch American football. You're not supposed to get thrown off.
No. This is morning radio, buddy. It's always.
You're not supposed to get thrown off.
No, this is morning radio, but we come. But you dealing with it, and I pick it up after.
Really?
Let's go.
I don't know what the police intended to do. And sometimes when you criticize certain action, people take it personally. And this is not a personal attack on anybody. This goes to the way in which certain things were done. And I am sure that what the police did last Friday had to have had the go-ahead from the higher echelons of the police force. In other words, this was not those guys in traffic deciding, well, I am hoping that these guys in traffic deciding that they're going to do what they did. I would assume that it got the go-ahead from the high command. And this is not a good start for Commissioner Enville Williams. Can be a good start. I cannot fathom what in this universe would have caused them to do what they did. Now, they literally caused traffic to come to a snap, to a standstill. The traffic was stalled for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. And it didn't seem as though there was a lot of thought that was put into what they were doing. Because had there been serious thought, let us say they needed to put this the police blockage at points where if they had a difficulty with one driver or another, they could have simply pulled that person off the road. So for example, where they had this thing at Arnesville, they had the tarmac. They could have simply pulled people off into the tarmac, stop who they had to stop and let the rest of the traffic go. Or if they had any sense at all, you would have said, we are going to stop every 5 cars.
But
so it becomes truly random because every car that you stop, you didn't have to pull them off for some infraction. So you say you stop every 5 cars, every 7 cars, every 10 cars, whatever. But they simply drag the thing down. And I don't know if they understood the millions of dollars in productivity that they may have caused by what they did. I mean, millions and millions of dollars. Some commercial stores couldn't open on time. Other places, I mean, and the thing was so deep is that it choked up the traffic at every given point. So you're coming in on the Windward Highway. Take me, for example. Coming in on the Windward Highway, and at Kaliakwa, I pulled off the road and I went towards Glen. And I went up over the fountain, over that road that comes down. And all of that is choked. So the traffic is choked all the way up VG Highway. It's choked all the way on the main road. So when I got down to come off of that crossing from Glen onto the Villa Fountain Road and then onto the stretch there, I swung off again and went towards Belair. And the traffic is blocked again. And then I came down another road and went up towards what is it called? Princess Mark Queen's Drive. The traffic is blocked again. I came through and come down by the come over by Tropic Breeze Hotel and go over through the other part there. Over in Boom Boom. Traffic is blocked again. Do these guys really sit down and think what they were doing? And then you know what was actually so funny about this is this action by the police came July 19th, August 19th, September 19th, October 19th. Less than 3 months after the biggest mass killing we had in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And the police didn't think of choking off the traffic in the way in which they choked it off on Friday in order to catch a mass killer or mass killers. They didn't think about it. They didn't do that. But here they are, choking the traffic in the way in which they did, causing all of this economic dislocation for people in terms of productivity and people being off their jobs and people getting there late. And then I was coming in this morning and I listened to a police reporting. And the police talked about, we had this thing on Friday, it was island-wide, and we were checking to see for now, one would have thought that if that's what they were doing today, they would have said, we got 101 cars where the driver was driving without license, right? 78 cars where the driver was driving without insurance. 210 cars where the vehicle itself did not have license. You would have thought that they would have presented that kind of statistic. None of that. So we are none the wiser, at least based on when I listened to the police officer this morning. We are none the wiser as to what were the fruits of the police efforts last Friday. We have no idea what the fruits are. And these guys sit down in a meeting and decided that they're going to do what they're going to do. I would only hope that having done that drill, they would have an appreciation for the fact that if ever and whenever crime is committed in Kingstown, there are certain, and I made this point in July when we had the mass killings, there are certain choke points that you can't really get out of Kingstown if the police put up a dragnet. Because essentially that's what the police did and choked off all commercial activity in Kingstown for an extensive period past the regular 8 a.m. opening. Civil servants, people in the private sector, everybody jammed up people using public transportation, people in private vehicles. Check it out. And even after this was going for a while, it is evident that the police didn't think, nah, boy, we're creating a problem here. We should release some of this. They didn't think it. So if you have that kind of leadership at the highest level of traffic, and by extension, the highest echelons of the police department, the police force, who can have an actionable, hands-on approach to a difficulty that they themselves created, how are they going to deal with a reality that is not of their making, and they are responding to it? Because in this thing on Friday, they were not responding; they created that. How are they going to get that done? How are they going to get a handle on other difficulties that we may have? How? And that goes back to, the way in which, what is the purpose of traffic police anyway? In a country as small as St. Vincent. Anytime it is clear to me, and I'm sure other people would agree, that whenever there's a police on the road, the traffic comes to a halt. Where there's a free flow of traffic, the traffic flows much better. Look at the problem that you have, that the police have created. I spoke about this before, but I'll talk about it again. Just at Annisvale, across the tarmac. On afternoons, it is possible where the police are telling people, when you get to Annisvale by Richardson gas station, you can't swing off there and go over the tarmac. So you have to go all the way around. So you have that road completely bumper to bumper going towards the old Public Works building. And there's very little traffic going across the tarmac. Sometimes the tarmac is bare. There's no traffic there at all. And then there are other times when the traffic across the tarmac is totally blocked up from all the way where you come off from down at Technical College, where you come around there. It's blocked from there all the way across. And you know the single reason why it's blocked, Bing? The single reason it's blocked is because there's a police over on the other side of the bridge. I think the supermarket is called Options. And the Options supermarket.
Yes.
Whenever there's no police there, that traffic flows easily. Because the police officers are so... What's a good word to use? They are so mindless that they would stop the traffic to call 25 cars. Sometimes the car is a good 100 feet away. And they are blocking you from going, and you could have gone 25 feet into the traffic. They're not thinking properly. Them to let the traffic flow rather than to affect and impact the traffic in the way in which they do. But certainly, that last Friday, that's the most senseless, mindless, stupid thing that I've ever seen traffic police officers do. And that whole thing where they stand at the top of the hill, at the top of the road there at Annisvale, when you come across the tarmac. They're stopping at
and wait for you.
Wait for you to come up. Who would see a police standing there and want to break the traffic? It is evident the person did not notice that you are telling them that the police have arbitrarily said you can't come up there. The thing is so stupid, and they would not think about changing it. It's as if it's a tax on well, not pedestrians, on motor vehicles owners and drivers. That you may be coming up there, you're not thinking, and there you are, you walk into a police situation where there's something that tells you you can't come up at a particular time. But that's my take for this morning. I mean,
all right, there you come, sir. Let's do the top and come right back to you. All right, don't you move. Let's go to the top and come right back. Right. It's OMG Monday morning. Let's go, Shady. Let's go.
Boom 106.9 is trending.
Turn the music. Turn down the lights.
Blazing on the air at 106.9 FM.
What does this button do?
On your phone or device at tunein.com or on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Boom SVG 1069.
All of the gyal I'm on know to them classic.
The number one morning show in the SVG. OMG in the morning.
Come on now. Yeah. When it drop, it stop out there. Yeah. When it drop, it stop out there. Yo, drop it black in. Gyal I come down in her tights and stocking. Watch our hairstyle whopping. And the dress code ever shocking. Serious thing. Drop it black in. Gyal I come down in her tights and stocking. Watch our hairstyle whopping. And the dress code ever shocking. Put in the ear from you can black traffic. Any woman how they who know say that got it. If one them we got it here, how them a drop it. I wear something sitting to me, I out a socket. The way how she look from how far me spot it. Me have to stop fast and go over the attack it. Draw down gear in a me automatic. But me windscreen and crack it. Yo, traffic blocking. Y'all come down in our tights and stocking. Watch our hairstyle whopping. And the dress code ever shocking. Serious thing. Traffic blocking.
Boom 1069.
You know, sometimes I believe this is a kind of a place, eh? Hold on. Council, I'll get back to you. Sometimes I believe St. Vincent is a kind of a place. And you know what is funny about this? Is that we will never get an explanation. We will never have anyone come in and say, the reason why we did this, as council said, is because of ABCD. Well, you can't blame my partner Colin anymore now. Because I know this morning, a lot of you would have Colin in all your mouth, saying Colin is a... But that ain't going to happen this morning. What stupid manner of human being or animal will come up with this? I can tell you for a fact because Council, you said that millions of dollars was lost in the economy on Friday because of this matter. And to some, it may just be, it just give you time to go in late to work. That's how some people look at it. To others, I know, because I was told and I had to verify it. Someone called me and said that there was a couple at the cruise ship terminal to get to the cruise ship terminal to catch the 8 o'clock boat. A visiting couple who booked to get to Beckway overnight in Kingston at the Grenadines house and tried to hurry down, but because there was so much jam session, was it Granny's house? No, at Beachcombers. Because they couldn't get to the cruise ship terminal, they had to be sitting there with their 2 kids and 4 suitcases.
But why is that your emphasis, though? That some foreigners who had to wait there? Millions of Vincentians?
The emphasis here is that
the thousands of Vincentians.
But in addition to the thousands of Vincentians and the impact on the economy, Jomo, these stupid decisions that are made, we don't consider the impact of them. And who will sit down in an office with these gentlemen and women and decide, well, listen, here we're going to do. We're going to stand up in Annisville on the tarmac and we're going to stop every single car. And for spite, we're going to block the traffic all the way out to Diamonds. Who would do that? And I understand that the same thing happened on the leeward side as well too. That's the information I received.
Well, I had not known until this morning. I heard the police officer who was reporting said it was an island-wide event.
But why?
And like I said, the unfortunate thing is that they offer no information as to, like sometimes you set up something and say, the police found 100 rounds of ammunition, 10 guns, 2 masks.
Nothing. You would hear nothing. You would hear nothing because you know what happened? Because that is what you do when you have absolute power. You have to hell with them. We don't have to tell them anything. We can do anything. We don't have to give anybody any explanation.
That is what you do when you have nothing else to do.
We don't have to give anybody any explanation. Because this is my place. This is my place. This is my property. And I could decide I'm going to hold up the whole damn city, the whole damn country. I mean, what could be going on in an officer's?
But to think that they didn't think of doing it when we had the mass killing.
But Council, more than that, to think that they didn't think about doing it, well, let's do it on instead of Friday morning, but Friday afternoon. Because the same people who coming in town to go to work, they have to go home. To think that.
Yeah. That's a friendly suggestion that is so practical and reasonable. I mean, people would have been dismayed, but at least they would have been going home after a day's work.
What happened? And still, I guarantee you today there will not be a press briefing when the Prime Minister is on his way to Canada. There will not be a press briefing from the acting or Deputy Prime Minister to say this is the case.
No, that was silly. That was silly. There's nothing else I can say.
And maybe it may happen again, because why? We will sit down and we will take it, and that is the way it goes. That is how it is. That is how the donkey misbehave. It is sad. Kongso, I got some. Maybe we want to interact with you. Caller, good morning. You're live with Kongso.
Good morning, everybody. And here the sad thing about that now. They don't feel it, because when they block up the traffic like that, and Big Red and company in their vehicle with the police escort, everybody at the pull aside, pulling the gut if you had to pull for them to pass. So they don't feel the effects of that. And they don't know what we feel when we're in traffic, when you're stuck in traffic for nearly 2 hours, and you have business to go and do, and you have meetings to go and attend. You know, they don't care about that.
I hope you're not saying that you want the Prime Minister or the high government officials to be stuck in traffic, because you're not gonna if you're in any other country in the world and high officials are coming through, you would pull off the road. You would put in the gutter to get them to pass.
Well, probably what I'm saying is that probably they don't understand what we feel, because they don't really feel it. You don't understand that, so probably they could do that anytime. Stop.
But I don't think that was a cabinet level decision. So why are you implicating Big Red?
Jobo. So we need to do better than this, man. That was a real unwise move at that particular time of the day. At that particular time.
I am with you. But I'm saying, like, sometimes you're stretching far to implicate the cabinet of St. Vincent.
No. I'm simply saying.
No, you said what you said clearly. They don't feel it because when they're traveling, you have to pull off into the gutter so that they can pass.
So probably they might be able to probably say a word to the people who make these decisions. The police.
Well, that's a different point. That's a different point.
You say a word to them and let them know that based on what happened Friday, that something like that, they should think twice or probably 3 times and plan it a little bit better. Because
I don't think anybody need to tell the police that. The police should know from what happened that foolishness should not be done again.
You might be very surprised, Jomo. Don't be surprised if you see it happen again. Trust me, in St. Vincent, anything goes.
All right.
Good morning, guys.
2511069. That's the number to call. Council, who will make a decision like that? You said you don't think the cabinet will
No,
be.
but cabinet wouldn't do that. I mean, I am sure the people at traffic probably raised it with the police high command, and the police high command would have. I can't see how they would have done it without the police high command agreeing to do it. But that doesn't get to cabinet. You can be sure. Well, I would hope, because if a decision like that has to go to cabinet, then this country is really being micromanaged. I mean, we know that already, but I can't see how a traffic decision would seek or need cabinet approval.
But why? I mean, as you said, they have not given any information. But okay, today this is Monday morning, so we're hoping that sometime during the course of the day we will get some information that.
No, but why do we have to wait? I am sure there are probably radio stations that talk about this Friday and Saturday or Sunday, and so they had all of the weekend to collate, to put together the information, what they gathered from this dragnet that they set up across the country, to tell us, so that we can feel, even though we were inconvenienced. Well, boy, the police got 10 persons who were without license. The vehicle wasn't licensed, the driver was not licensed, the car had no
nomination or something.
And so on and so forth.
Yeah,
without any kind of information like that, it puts them in a very, very bad light.
All right, caller, go ahead, please, with counsel.
Bing, this is just a quick one. Listen, you see, you said something a minute ago about enhancing power. You are Jomo. I don't remember who said it. You see, that is part of the problem that we have. And people in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, as well as other places, need to understand. Jomo, you know about the international health regulations. You and I spoke about it. You know, I have to do a presentation of it for Bing. I don't know, Bing, I don't ever find the time this morning because I running or want something later ready for me work. But let me tell you something. That is what part of the international health regulation is supposed to do. It's to enhance power to the central government around the world. I'm telling you,
but Spencer, you are mixing apples and oranges. I don't see how you stretch from the police mix-up of Friday to get to the World Health Organization and what they're doing. I mean, that's an important issue with which I support you on, but I don't see how we bring both of those together.
No, you're missing the point. What I said is that Bing said about the enhancement of power or something, and I'm using that same comment that he made to make the point is relevant to that same area where that's going on now. You see the point?
I'm listening to you.
Yeah, well, that's what it is. You don't misinterpret what I'm trying to say. You misinterpret what I was saying.
No, I'm not trying. I am not trying to. I'm not. It is not my intent to misinterpret. I could only listen to you and respond to what you say. You can clarify what you're trying to say.
Yeah, well, I just did.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, Spencer. Thank
you. Okay,
man.
Good.
Sorry, our live just went down, but it's back up now. For those who are asking why the live went down, it's back up now. Unfortunately, we don't know why. Yes. And these decisions. Now we understand the security of the nation is paramount. It's important. We got to do what we have to do when it comes to the security of our nation. But some thought process have got to go into it. On a Friday morning, when people have got to get to work for 8 o'clock, you have the entire nation at a standstill. But then I will say that the ULP government is known for blocking the roads. And that's probably what they were trying, the message you were trying to say. Come on, caller, good morning.
Good morning, Brother Bing. And again, thank you for giving me a little chance, just to give you a little idea of what Bigger was saying. But let me support you. I went further. I called the commissioner's office. I called the traffic department and I brought it to the attention about the actions because my wife was infected. She got to work very late. I would not be surprised a lot of people lost their job. And when I called the traffic session, it wasn't
Why would people lose the job if it wasn't their problem to get there late? Why would they lose the job?
Because
Stop talking nonsense, man.
well, let me just ask the question, man.
No, stop talking nonsense. Why would people? If you
let me make up the point, man. The point is right. Let me say what I'm saying. I manage.
No, you listen. When it
let me tell you. I saw people got fired when I worked at both 3 administrations. I saw persons lost a job. They said, Mr. Manager, Mr. Supervisor, I'm late because I get held up in traffic. And they said, we ain't what as an excuse. You can't go in America and tell them you come late. And I'm saying, I am not saying.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Listen, sir. Listen. I think that you need to.
Somebody that don't understand?
No, you evidently don't understand because I used to live in America. I worked in America. If the train stopped and you can't get out, you when you get to work, you tell your employer or supervisor, I was locked on the number 5 train and the number 2 train, and I couldn't get before now. So what are you saying? You can't tell me about you were late.
Yeah, well, that is beside the point. The thing is it.
No, but you don't come on to the segment I am on and talk nonsense.
Oh, my brother, this is a sensible conversation. We have to do everything in our power to get people early. I'm not saying the police can't search, but your whole thing is saying, why for God's sake? Because they feel that, police officers got weeks to work late when I checked it last time because you had them searching up people. Search them any hour of the day. Search them when they're finished. But my brother, why is it that you keep doing these things? You think I just come? Let me call back later. Because Mr. Jomo, let me tell you something, and I put the trust in you. But every time I come on, you want to destroy me like if I
I don't want to destroy you, sir. I don't want to destroy you. What?
Calm down.
Bing.
Calm down, Mr. Hamilton. Okay, Mr. Hamilton. Calm down. Yes.
Bing. I don't listen. I have been on radio for a long time. And this is why on my radio program, I have a one call policy. Because if somebody calls into my radio program and said the sky is falling, the next question they can get from me is, why are you saying the sky is falling? So here's this man calling and talking about, in America, you can't do this. Then he said something. No, you don't just call a radio program to call a radio program.
No, hold on. He said
call a radio program
a lot of persons may have lost their jobs because they got to work late on Friday. And he spoke specifically about
Bing, you know anybody who lost the job because they got to work late on Friday?
He was going to make a point about
which point?
Wife. And you cut him off.
Nobody loses their job because they go home and tell the employer, look, the police had a dragnet and I couldn't get through. How are you going to lose your job?
Caller, good morning. You're live with Council.
Wasting time.
Morning. If you had a late record where you're always late for work and sometimes they give you one more straw, that one more straw might be this, unfortunately, It could be, Most likely it won't happen, but that could be that one more straw could be the excuse just to get rid of you, But in when I see the NYPD do roadblocks sometime and they randomly pull people over, they don't just check everybody.
But that's the point.
Just
that's the point.
Yeah.
That is why I said maybe you can have stop every 5 car, every 7 car, or every 10 car.
Yeah.
Because most of the people you're going to find, their papers would be in order. They would have their insurance, their personal license, their vehicular license.
Yeah, but they did it one time when they had 9/11. They were searching people. I know people who were going.
But my brother, if you were listening, you would have heard me make that same point. I said they didn't do it when we had the largest mass killing in Sydney. That's when a dragnet should have been done to stop everything that moved, every vehicle. Some guys just left in a white vehicle, but they could have switched vehicles. So we are stopping every vehicle and we are searching them.
Yeah.
But you don't just.
Go ahead.
No, that's all right, sir. Go ahead.
All right, let me go ahead. In terms of cabinet giving approval, cabinet might not have given approval, but cabinet might have been informed that we're gonna do this, and they endorse it, but they didn't come up with it.
You have a point.
I hate the
You have a point.
The PM say this PM speaks to the police commissioner 3 or 4 times a day. That's what the PM says.
That he did say that.
He might have known about it. We don't know. All right, have a good day.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Someone is asking when is the best time to do a stop and search. I said that
Well, a stop and search thing should be a surprise thing. So I don't think there's, but it depends on the what is happening. If you have a mass shooting, you have a bank robbery where people might have been injured and killed. You might want to bring everything, you want to lock everything down. In other words, the response in an emergency is different than, oh, we're just checking to see on motor vehicular problems. People who are driving with tires that need to be changed. People are driving with no brake light. People, if it's just vehicular issues that you're checking on, you really don't need to lock down the traffic in the way in which the traffic was locked on Friday. If there's an emergency, anybody would understand an emergency. Look, the Prime Minister had to get to the airport. That happens every place in the world. I don't know why people bring that up as an issue at the Prime Minister. I remember one time I was driving to Georgetown and a truck was literally blocking the Prime Minister from passing. Now, any other place in the world, he does that. There's problems for him. Any other place in the world. So I don't know why we think we could do these things here.
I saw someone making a comment, Council, that if the police were really serious with what they did and they were criminals or some form of criminal element or in the traffic, that's all they could have done after realizing that the traffic had backed up. They could have just turned around and go back. And the police could have had or should have had traffic officers on the other side as well. So that if someone decided to turn around and go back, that they could have done that. But that wasn't done.
No, but no. A lot of people were able to swing off. I give the example that I swung off the main road and went all of the points I told you that I went. So the mere fact that somebody swing off the main road, if you're coming down, let's say, close to Aquatic Club, what used to be Aquatic Club, and you swing off the road and go towards Glen, that's not a sign that you are running from the police. You're just trying to get where you're trying to get to, as I tried to do. And this is why a random search is precisely that. A random search is not going to get everybody you want to get. But a random search is a surprise search. And you may get some people and you publicize it. So other people, when they come in tomorrow, they may choose to leave their car at home and make sure they get the insurance because they don't know if the police will be out tomorrow again.
Yes. All right, Council, I want to thank you very much. We got another segment coming up. We got to take a commercial break before that. And I still got a lot of stuff that I want to deal with this morning. Thank you very much for your time.
Until we meet again. All the best.
Tomorrow morning. God bless you. All right, thank you. All right. That was one of the things that I had to talk about this morning. But surely, let's take a commercial break because we got the sweets coming up right after this. So let's go and do that and come right back. Right there. It's OMG in the morning. It's Monday morning. No traffic this morning, I hope. Well, no police stop. I wanted to say something, but Lord, let me let it stay for now. All I know is that this is a jackass country when we're ready. As Solly said with this jackass thing, and that's what happened on Friday. That's what we did. We jackass the country on Friday. Let's go, Shady. Take a break and come right back. Right there, no OMG.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered by a company owned by Vincentions that understands your unique insurance needs? At MetroState General, isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered by a company owned by Vincentions that understands your unique insurance needs?
At Metrosint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosint General Insurance Company.
Keep calm. We're online now. Thousands of local content for your viewing pleasure. Live. Boom. IKTV. Tune in. Get interactive. Get involved with WhatsApp or Instagram. Interact Live. Party.
Always wanted a motorcycle, but they've been too expensive. I pass in on my way to work, and then boom, I see courts of motorcycles outside. I'm excited. I get up one day, I go down, I spoke to this guy. I think his name was Sheena, this short, chubby little guy, you know. I purchased 2 bikes so far. It was the 150 SL and the 250 Dragon. This blue, beautiful AKT TT Dragon, this is my baby. I call her Becky. She gives me the best ride ever. My name is Storyboy Nick, and I live to ride my AKT.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentians that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metrosint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosint General Insurance Company.
Your vision is our mission at Kurtz Optical. Shop today for up to 25% off. And with Ready Finance, pay nothing for 30 days. Book your free eye examination appointment online at www.kurtzoptical.com. Your vision is our mission. Up to 25% off your completed eyewear. Only at Kurtz Optical. Value you can see. Conditions apply. See in-store for details.
Keep calm. We're online now. Thousands of local content for your viewing pleasure. Live. Boom. IKTV. Tune in. Get interactive. Get involved with WhatsApp or Instagram. Interact Live. Party from home. Subscribe, follow, send us your voice notes. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, or call us live in studio. Be where the world is going. Stay home and connect online. Boom 1069, IKTV. Join the evolution. It's all about you. Connect now.
Discover New Guinness Smooth. Perfectly balanced for a smooth, refreshing taste. New Guinness Smooth.
Your vision is our mission at Kurtz Optical. Shop today for up to 25% off. And with Ready Finance, pay nothing for 30 days. Book your free eye examination appointment online at www.kurtzoptical.com. Your vision is our mission. Up to 25% off your completed eyewear. Only at Kurtz Optical. Value you can see. Conditions apply. See in-store for details.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered?
In the building.
Right on the dot, it's 8:30 in SVG. It's now time for Mr. Weeks. Oh, yeah. In the meantime, while we're waiting, just remember that my buddy Woodsy, he's got his big independence happening coming up. We're going to tell you more about that and so much more after Mr. Weeks. Good morning to you, Mr. Weeks.
Good morning, Ben.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
I am good, you know.
Nice.
Really good.
Nice.
Thanks for asking, though.
Okay, good. Shady?
How are you doing?
I am doing quite well. I am doing very, very good.
I'm happy to hear that, and I hope Shady is just as good.
Trying to
Shady,
be-
morning.
Morning, Mr. Weeks.
Yes, and greetings to all the listeners. Yeah.
Yes. I wait you. Well, I wait you. I don't think you caught in the traffic on Monday, were you? Friday. On Friday.
Yeah, I was caught in the traffic during the evening. Spent about 2 hours plus in the traffic, trying to get from Kingston, Carnesville.
And were there police on the road while that was happening?
I don't know what it was. I at one time I thought it was a repeat of what I heard took place in the morning, and then I don't know. Then it seemed to me like the traffic congestion started with the culmination of the football match.
Oh yes, that would have happened. Yes.
Yeah, it was really tiring after a long day. On your way home, you just have to sit there sometimes at a standstill for minutes.
I would have preferred that than being on the way to work in the morning and having to sit in traffic for so long.
Well, I'm happy to hear that you would have preferred that.
Yes.
The majority of us are like that. That we prefer to use our time, be more efficient with our time getting to work.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Mr. Weeks, I don't know if you have something specific that you're going to talk about. Normally you do, but I want to ask you a couple of things. One, this morning earlier on, my friend Leon Bigger Big Samuel of Bigger Big Trucking called in, and he said that he got, well, I know you would have heard it, concrete information that the government is importing blocks, $5 million worth of blocks for the port project, the modern port project. Did you hear him say that? And if so, how do you feel about this, that we're importing that, things like that?
It's unfortunate that we have come to this thing where we have to. I know there's a shortage of concrete blocks in the country. I have bought just a mere 100 8-inch blocks about 2 weeks ago, and from a major department store, hardware store in this country, and I have not received it yet because they have a difficulty, I believe, with their suppliers. So there's a shortage of blocks, and it's unfortunate that in a country where we have most of the raw material to make blocks, that we have to be importing blocks. I don't know. It's something that we have to be corrected. I hear, and I know Bigger Bigs always want to hear me comment on this story, which I hardly do. One of the things that Bigger Big said, Bing, that I don't think that you have paid attention to, is the quality, the standard of the blocks that are required.
Yes.
And Bigger Bigs made the point that he could have, or he used to supply concrete blocks of that standard. I know Bigger Bigs blocks were excellent, very high quality. As recently as I did some renovation to my house, I used a set of Bigger Bigs blocks that I had stored for many, many years. And these blocks are so good. As he said, the PSI are so high that the workers had difficulty dealing with them. And that is not a criticism, that's a compliment of the kind of work that Bigger Bigs did.
Well, he said he invested in a special machine on the advice of an engineer, Engineer Glenn Strout. He invested quite a lot of money on that piece of machine that produced that quality blocks, and now we're importing these blocks. It's quite sad.
Yeah, but two things, Bing, and I know Bigger Bigs doesn't like me to say this, but from day one I said it. he has his reason why he didn't. I think Bigger Big should have taken the matter to court if he was so sure that he wasn't doing anything wrong. Then,
But I think he did. I think he did, though.
No, Bigger Big knows me. Bigger Big gave reasons why he didn't. He went to court on other matters, but with respect to the other thing that we have to take into consideration, the government never closed Bigger Big's block making operations. He said it this morning that the equipment is still in Yambo. What was impacted in Bigger Big's operations was the supply of materials. And he can argue, well, the factory had to close if you can't get the supply. But I believe that Bigger Bigs should have taken the matter to court and have a judicial ruling on it. But he chose to deal with it another way. But I hope sooner rather than later, whether it's Bigger Bigs or who else, it doesn't matter, that we will be using the raw materials that we have in St. Vincent. It will be late to, I mean, if what Bigger Bigs is true, that $5 million is going out to purchase blocks, it will be late. We can't get that again, but I hope that in the future, sometime in the future, we will have the investment made, maybe to restore Bigger Big's factory or some other investors so that we can produce those materials then.
But Mr. Weeks, with all these projects that we know that are taking place, not just the port project, the Royal Mills, the Holiday Inn, you name them all. You know, the government named them out all. I can't remember all of them. Where all these blocks are coming from? We're going to be importing all of these, to strengthen your point and Bigger Big's point as well.
Well, I made a point being, I hope something can happen that we can have, because manufacturing is never a major sector in our economy. But the more we can get done in each sector, the more production we can have taking place in each sector. Is the better for all of us, whether or not we are directly involved in that sector. Once production is taking place in that sector, it impacts the entire economy. So I would like to see concrete blocks and other concrete products being manufactured in St. Vincent sooner rather than later. I would make the point though, Bing, had I been in Bigger Big position, and no matter which government was in office, whether it is one I supported or one I didn't support, and if it is one that I supported and they took that stance, I would have ensured that I did everything necessary to make sure, and I believe by now, well, long before now, my operations would have restarted because I would have done everything within the law, including going to court to ensure that my operations, once I know it is legal and whatever I am being accused of is not so, I would have never left a $10 million operation to go to waste. I would have gone all the way, and I believe I would have succeeded.
Wow.
You said you had a couple of questions there.
Well, that was the traffic and Bigger Bigs. Those were the two at this time. Yeah.
In terms of the traffic being, I've said it this year before. Traffic management is a science. Crime fighting is a science. Enforcing rules and regulations of the state, you can tie that down to science as well. And if in this modern age, the persons who are practicing it don't apply scientific methods, they're going to have problems. You see, if you have a traffic management department of government, whether it's in the police or it's in a quote-unquote civilian unit, in this modern age, you must have scientific information at your hand. You must do regular time and motion studies on the road so that you can do these things properly. I am not an expert in the management of crime. I have absolutely no experience. So I will always defer to the police. But one thing I can tell you, you enforce different methods, different measures according to the issue that you're dealing with at that particular point. And without making an excuse for them, it may just be that the police felt that they had to do this almost 100% investigation of the population of vehicles in St. Vincent. It is always unfortunate that the majority of us have to be inconvenienced and have to suffer because we want to capture the few, and most often a tiny minority of those who are not complying with the rules and regulations. It's really unfortunate. But two things, I hope that the police have paid attention to what took place on Friday. I hope they were successful in what their objectives were. And at some point, they will explain to the public and give the public more details. If there's a strategy they have in terms of fighting crime, I don't expect them to come out in the middle of it and speak in detail about it. But I hope that with this new leadership in the police force, that we would see it. One of the things I am very happy for being, and those who know me always know privately, not with those who are responsible, but talking with my friends, some of them who have much further reach than I do. And you know, some of them being, and they can bear me out on this, I always advocated for Trevor Bailey to move further up in the hierarchy of the police force. And I'm really happy that he's at that level, at the commissioner's level. Yes, yes, Bourgeois, Trevor, yes. I'm always advocating for him to be at that because I think he is one of those senior policemen who knows about policing. He can communicate well. And I believe that he can, in as much as he's doing so publicly, that within the police force and among the hierarchy, he can communicate his ideas and he would be taken seriously. And I repeat the point that I made recently, that whether it is the police or any other aspect of the administration, that we must encourage our senior officials to give advice, to give information to the political directorate that is void of political considerations. Their advice, their information should be based on their professional training and experience And I repeat that to say that I believe Trevor Bailey is one of them who is well placed to do that. And I look forward to seeing him impact him with management of the police force and ensuring that law and order.
I can also, well, you didn't, but I can speak of my personal interaction with Mr. Bailey in personal within his professional field, and I can tell you it was the absolute best interaction that I've had with a police officer, in which he was dealing with a matter with me, for me. And one of the things he said, listen, you can call me at any time, no matter what time, in the morning, in the night, in the day. It's the two things I always have on my bed next to me, my gun and my phone. You can call me, it's always available. And you know, he was so correct. I want to ask you something else, though, Mr. Weeks, if you finish with that point. Are you?
Well, I just want to, to be truly transparent thing. As you suggested, I've never had that kind of personal interaction with Mr. Bailey, but I have had that kind of interaction with Mr. Williams. And the commitment that he gave was basically the same, that he would deal with the matter, and I can call him anytime. But I called Mr. Williams several times to deal with that matter, which I don't normally do when I'm dealing with business. I message him. I know the message was delivered to the number that he gave me, and I never got a response.
This is the present Commissioner of Police?
I believe so, Bing. I hope my memory, if it is not him, I truly apologize, but I believe it is the present Commissioner of Police. The thing being, that matter was to deal with the way a member of the force conducted himself.
Oh, I remember this. Yes, I remember.
And I said it publicly. I deal with, from the commissioner down at that point in time. Never got my matter resolved. I simply left it. But I don't hold it against Commissioner Williams at this point in time. I want to give him my support and to urge him to ensure that he works well for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. But one of the things that he has to do is to open himself to receive all information possible. Sometimes he may get information that is what we call commerce. And I understand and I appreciate the difficulty that persons with authority, with responsibility have in dealing with this thing. But as a police, I don't think I have to tell you that you must open up yourself to receive all information, and especially when it is to do with those that you work with. You can't simply decide to defend them at all costs. Because if you deal with criminals in the police force and you make them an example, the criminals in the population will know that you're serious. Because if you can deal with your own that way, you can be professional in the way you deal with your own, I think we will have a lot of more confidence in the police, and the criminals themselves would think twice before they act. You were about to say something, Bing. I'm sorry.
No, I was about to say that I do not know Mr. Williams, whether personally or professionally, and I'm going to try to establish a relationship with him, of course, for obvious reasons. And I am going to reach out to his office and try to establish a relationship with him, as I did. Well, my relationship with the former Commissioner John was way back from since I was a little boy. But I'm going to try to establish a professional relationship with Commissioner Williams, so that in the event we need to get information and not just go and say as we do sometimes, and to get the information from the source, that I can, like I do with other people, pick up the phone and reach out to them and call them. So I'm going to try to do that.
All right, then. So that's all your question? I take it?
Yes, for now.
Okay. I just want to speak briefly on matters related to the environment, which I know all those who are listening, unless they're listening for the first time, would appreciate that. It's something I am really concerned about. The way we treat our environment. I'm not going to be long. I want to talk particularly about those who choose to burn refuse on any day, at any time, and to once again ask them to stop it. Then you would be surprised to know the quote-unquote caliber of persons who do this foolishness. You have a situation where the state send the truck to your gate. I know the instructions to these collectors are to go to the gate unless it is not physically possible to do so. I know that's the instructions that they have. So the trucks come to your gate on a weekly basis. And they come to your house on a Thursday and they collect what you put out. But on a Friday morning, you have persons putting out onion sacks and all kind of plastic and setting it afire. And your neighbor has his or her laundry a few feet away, taking in all of that is released into the atmosphere from this burning. And when the neighbor speaks to you, you get upset. And that is on a Friday. And on a Sunday afterwards, the Sunday, you know, after the truck collected your refuse on the Thursday, you have persons in that same neighborhood lighting fire with plastics and all kinds of material that release into the atmosphere, that things that are not good for our health, things that are not good for our planet. And I said at the beginning, you would be surprised to the education level of these persons. You'd be surprised of the position of responsibility and authority that these persons hold. Do you know, Bing?
Yes.
I have not called names up to this point out of respect for others. But if it continues, I may just have to call names because it is ridiculous. It is unacceptable and it must be stopped. Additionally, Bing, I want to call on the solid waste management unit to do a little bit more for our environment in having us separating our refuse, our garbage, and have them collected better. You know, we prohibit and we discourage the use of plastics in the food industry. So you don't have the plastic cups with the juice or the drink circulating as much anymore. But I've noticed a new trend being that at many of these food establishments, what you get is more than a plastic cup. You now get a plastic bottle. Because it is good for the economy and good for us that many of these establishments are producing their own local fruit juice, whether it is Morby, golden apple, sorrel, or whatever fruit that is in season. I noticed many of our fruit establishments, and some of the more popular ones where you have a lot more business taking place are doing that. If they're not producing it themselves, they are selling it from other producers. And it is even more reason why the CWS, the Solid Waste Management Unit, should take a look, even on a pilot basis, to see how we can start separating our waste and having them collected and recycled, what can be recycled and so forth. I know it is additional cost to the establishment, the CWSA. I understand that fully well. But as many persons would say, is it a cost that we can live with properly without bearing? I don't think so. So, Mr. Call, my friend, please look at it again. And I say look at it again because I know it came to the management before. Let's see how we can help our environment, man. And then soon I will go back to the issue of planting. But this morning I want to start briefly with a coconut. So that everybody, as many persons as possible, try planting a coconut. It's not difficult. All you need is that plant. You put it in a hole and you keep the weeds from around it for a few months. And then the variety of coconuts we have now, for the most part, within a year or two, you start getting coconuts. Let's do that, man. Thank you, Bing.
Thank you, Mr. Weeks. Catch you on, well, maybe during the week if you see the need to call, but definitely on Tuesday morning. Thank you very much for your commentary this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Ben. Have a great week.
Shady, let's go to the top. Listen, when we come back, I'm going to deal with the matter that I see a lot of people commenting about and they want to hear me deal. I have it down to deal with, and I'm going to deal with it. One song, and listen out. I'm going to bring this damn thing, I'm going to give you my position, my opinion on it. Stay right there. Don't you dare move. Don't move. Come right back. Let me get into it. Let me step it up. Let me start the blazing when we get back. Let me go. Here we go, Shady. It's 9 o'clock.
1069 is trending.
Turn up the music. Turn down the lights.
Blazing on the air at 1069 FM.
I like you.
What does this button do?
Lord, have mercy.
On your phone or device at tunein.com. Or on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Boom SVG 1069.
1, 2, 3, bang! and Grenada. Remember there was a scene. I touch Antigua, I touch Jamaica, I touch Caribana, touch Dominica, and it's the same thing. All them girl and them they outside naked. This nakedness when the wine they breaking net and girl and them they out on the road. Nakedness, how the girl up hot summers everything coming on. Bang! Yeah, 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 touchdown in Miami. The next stop is Trinidad. I went things is set to Barbados and Grenada. Remember there was a scene. I touch Antigua, I touch Jamaica, I touch Caribana, touch Dominica, and it's the same thing. All them girl and them they outside naked. This nakedness when the wine they breaking net and girl and them they out on the road. Nakedness, how the girl up hot summers everything coming on. Take it off, every girl start bubble and roll it, bubble and bubble, bubble and roll it, bubble and bubble, bubble and roll it, bubble and bubble, bubble and roll it. Every girl start bubble and roll it, bubble and bubble, bubble and roll it, bubble and bubble, bubble and roll it, bubble and bubble, bubble and roll it. Take it off, take it off, take it off. Don't afraid, take it off. You look good, girl. That's how I do. Plus you paid so much for your life. Bend your back, yeah, just like so. Baby fat tell you like dino. Every moldy cheese have it bread. Girl, somebody must like it. All them girl and them outside naked. Nakedness when they wine they breaking net. Some girl and them out on the road. Nakedness, how the girl up and some of them everything coming. Every girl start bubble and roll it, bubble and bubble, bubble and roll it, bubble and bubble and roll it. Every girl start bubble and roll it, bubble and bubble and roll it, bubble and
The number one morning show in the SVG.
Morning.
OMG in the morning.
Come on now. Okay, let me take this off the screen there. Raspo, morning, buddy. Let me do this. Hold on. Let me do this. Hold on. Because it's time to bring some of this. It is now time for me to pelt some. I ain't taking no calls now. Because calls are just going to interrupt me from bringing my
OMG in the morning. Morning.
Because some people just want to the country and tell me to take it. But it's now time for me to share some. Come in. All come in. Not yet. I ain't taking the calls yet. Come in. So, Shelly, you have the volume up over there with the music? Let me control it, please. So, let's talk serious now. I mean, I play the whip. I play the jackass. But let's have a serious conversation. But morning, I'm seeing you for the first time, buddy. Let's have a serious conversation. And this is Bing Joseph. This is my concern. For many years, I think you know where I'm going now. For many, many years, we have heard this talk about Prime Minister Gonsalves can't go to Canada. And I would say, what's shoppingness you're talking about the Prime Minister? The man is the Prime Minister. What nonsense you talking about? The man can't go to Canada. If Gaddafi could have gone to America, if Comandante from Venezuela, what you name there again? Hugo Chavez could have gone to America when he was alive. If some of the world's and United States' biggest enemy could have gone to America to go to the United Nations and given high state protection paid for by the taxpayers of the United States, all sort of security. You want to tell me that our Prime Minister can't go to Canada? And I dismiss it. I said, maybe he choose not to go to Canada. But there's not a reason for him to go to Canada. That is what I said. And I stuck to that. I held to that. And today is the 16th. Am I correct?
Yes.
Today is the 16th. And I'm still holding to that. Because I said last week, if our Prime Minister Dr. Gonsalves doesn't go to the CARICOM Canada Summit, I will have egg on my face. Because I defended him and I defended the situation. Because I thought it was stupidness and stupid people coming to that conclusion. Now, let me start. And I'm going to put things into perspective here. Let me line it up for you. Let me start, okay? Because I don't want to hear about no foreign minister, no king in waiting going, no who going. It is CARICOM Heads of Government Summit. Nobody don't tell me nothing about no foreign minister going. I don't want to hear no stupidness about that. I don't want to hear about no deputy prime minister. It is CARICOM Heads of Government. And I'm reading. Prime Minister of St. Lucia, the Honorable Philip J. Pierre, is set to lead the St. Lucian delegation at the upcoming Canada CARICOM Heads of Government Summit. Scheduled to take place Tuesday, that is tomorrow, Tuesday, Candyman, October 17th to Thursday, October 19th, 2023. So from Tuesday this week to Thursday, how much days that be? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Let me give it 3 days. The summit is a significant platform for addressing critical regional challenges and fostering inclusive growth. Let me say that again. The summit is a significant platform for addressing critical regional challenges and fostering inclusive growth. So all the thing we to talk about, we have no visa, Canada take away with visa. Okay, we got back a sort of visa. You still, if you ain't go to America, if you never had a Canadian visa, you apply for your visa. Before, you didn't have to apply. You could just go like how you go to England. So these are the things that will be on the agenda. Critical to the summit will be fostering regional challenges and regional inclusive growth. In other words, both countries, both Canada and CARICOM, heads, and put the emphasis again, heads of government summit. Nobody don't tell me no stupidness about no foreign minister and how she represents us well. She even elected minister, but she carry the post. She's foreign minister. And I don't want to hear nothing about no king in waiting, Camilo Gonsalves. He is not the damn prime minister. Heads. The Canada, and I quote again, the Canada CARICOM Summit will consist of 4 key sessions. 1, climate change and climate resistance and sustainable economies. So you see all them back, all the bill up in the Prime Minister constituency up there, all them things to break the water, all them things where we talking about river defense and sea defense and all these things that we talk a lot about, that we always talk about how much millions we have spent on sea defense and river defense and all these gable baskets and all these things and all them big sort of things that we spending millions of dollars we talking about there.
That is what that our Prime Minister is passionate about. That is one thing on the agenda. Okay? The summit underscores the commitment to addressing the climate crisis and promoting inclusive growth through green. That's a green. You know, we have the blue economy, the yellow economy, and we have the what? The green economy. That is the summit. Those are the agenda items. These are things that we're passionate about. When I say we, I am talking about the wall boss, the ancient warrior, the man back broad. He had to be dead. The big red, the heavyweight champion. Those are the things he talk about all the time to us. That he passionate about. So how the hell can I justify now, after I've been defending the situation, saying that our Prime Minister is not going? I am saying tomorrow is the 17th. And I am still insisting and I'm holding steadfast that Prime Minister Gonsalves will be going to the summit. Because there's absolutely no reason why. How on God's earth? What is your excuse, Prime Minister, if you don't go? What are you going to tell me? I don't care if you're ULP, NDP, Green Party. What is it you're going to tell us? You must have a reason. You must have a reason now if you ain't going. It ain't about your schedule busy, you're this. Because as I told Candyman this morning, if the summit was going to be in Venezuela or Cuba or Brazil, he would have go. I know for sure. Don't you? I will bet my left hand. I give it my right kidney that he would have go. So why you're not going if you ain't go? What is the reason? And St. Vincent, you the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, me being Joseph, you Shady, you out there near, all of you, the whole staff, every radio station, every media entity, the fourth estate, should demand an answer as to why the Prime Minister is not going if tomorrow morning we ain't here, he in Canada. We need an explanation for this now. This is stupidness. This is nonsense. I don't care how labor you be. I don't care. You ain't love the Prime Minister more than I love the Prime Minister on a personal level. We need an explanation. We need to be told as a nation, listen, the reason I can't or I didn't go to Canada before is because I chose not to go to Canada before. However, this is a heads of government summit and I am not going because A, B, C, D. You always say that you could put your pot on your fire, that if I can't do something, I will come and tell you I can't do it. Well, the fire light, Prime Minister. The fire light, the pot have water. Tomorrow, the pot going on the fire. We need an explanation. My Prime Minister, Gonsalves, Ralphie, the ancient warrior, the world boss. The pot is going on the fire tomorrow if you're not in Toronto. You tell us why. You tell us why. Come. You tell us why. What? You are a leader of a sovereign country called St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I am a Vincentian. My passport. You talk about we passport. The highest office in the land. Citizenship. I am a citizen of this country. And if you're not going to represent us, to lead a delegation, to represent us on all of these things that you talk about all the time, about climate change. Up to last week, I hear you on the radio, on NBC radio, about climate change and the importance and what you're going to do and what you're going to do and what you should have done before and what NDP didn't do. Well, here is your opportunity to go to Canada. You have to tell us. Prime Minister let me calm down. Prime Minister Gonsalves I am asking you, please, if you do not plan to go to the summit, do you not think you have a responsibility now? Because I've been defending the situation. Do you not think you have a responsibility now to tell us, a citizen who holds the highest office in the land, because we don't sell we passport, among other things, that you're not going? And what is the reason? Remember, we put you in office. You are the executive director of this country called St. Vincent and the Grenadines. There's a very important meeting, Prime Minister. Of all the challenges we face, that you speak about all the time, that you speak about financing, that you need to get money to deal with climate change. You speak about all these issues. You talk about them all the time, Prime Minister. What? If you're not going, just come and get it out of the way. Come and say, I am not going because if I go, I feel this. If I go, is this. Just get it out of the way. You know something? You know something, when we try to hide up things, you hear me? And it is faster, and it is get spread like cancer. You hear me? We just say we don't do two things in this studio. We don't lie and we don't cheat. I just give a little white lie every now and then, but I ain't lying now. And you see, when you cheat, you will get catch. I could tell you about that. I cheated, and I got caught. They say I had 9 lives. Well, how much life we going to give? We going for 6 now? Prime Minister Gonsalves, you have an obligation to us. You see, right now, you, Prime Minister, I know I am your friend. We speak. I will never divulge what we speak on the phone. I will never do it unless you want me to. But I know you've never told me this directly, but indirectly you've told the nation that you want your son, the king in waiting, to be the next leader of the party. Now you see that thing that it happened there. Again, this is not about commerce talk. Now see that thing that happened there with Yugi, and Yugi went to court, and the king in waiting name they get called up, and all of this and all of that. And you see when you tell him to take a what silent? A dignified silent. You see, up to today, that dignified silence where he did, up to today, you have to be running back again because of that dignified silence. If you had advised them then to come out and sit down in front of the media and say, I, Michael Camilo Gonsalves, this young lady came and she told a lot of untruth. I know nothing of what she speak about. I don't know anything about that. I'm a decent, upstanding citizen of this country who don't drag the flag. And I refute all of these statements. Thank you very much. Done. Gone. Walk off. Unlike now, so that dignified silence nonsense would have done gone. Would have done forget about that.
9 days.
9 days. But this is going on. You're holding on to this thing. You have a responsibility. If you don't come and tell St. Vincent and the Grenadines, tomorrow, if you're not in Canada, the fire light, the pot going on the stove tomorrow with water in it. You see that? You will pay a price for that. You will pay a price for that, Prime Minister. You're a leader. There's certain things that leaders should not do. You have said many times, if I can't do something, I will come and I will tell you why it cannot be done. Now I'm expecting you, Prime Minister, to come and tell us if you're not going, why you can't go. And don't tell me no stupidness about schedule and budget and all these nonsense, because you traveled yesterday, last week, and I know you're going to travel again next week and the week again to come. So don't tell me, don't tell fool at talk, but fool not listen. Don't do that, PM. Don't do that, please. I love you, PM. Don't do that. Come to the nation as a leader of the country and give us an explanation, a proper explanation, not no scheduling explanation. Please don't do that. We're not in COVID time. You could travel unless you have a physical ailment or something of the sort. You have a responsibility to tell us, me, who holds a Vincentian passport, the highest office of the land, why you can't go to deal with all of these things here that you're so passionate about. Climate change, fostering better relationship with Canada, unless you don't care, or unless all this climate change thing that you've been talking about was a bunch of hogwash just to get money. But I know you better than that. Please, Prime Minister, please come and tell us something. Please don't continue down this path. Do not continue down this path of dignified silence. Please. You have a responsibility. Put your pot on the fire. If I can't do it, I will tell you. I can't do it and I will tell you why. Remember that? I'm begging you. Please don't make me look bad. They say whenever you come in here, I just give you an easy time. I just this, at that. I just get costs. Up to yesterday, I get costs for you. Up to yesterday, I get costs for you. Please, PM. Please. Adrian and them, oh Lord, there's having name in them out like chewing gum. The Kings and them, well, don't talk about I want the Kenson. They have me name in them out like chewing gum. Prime Minister, please. I am begging you. I am asking you, please, to come forward. If there is a problem, you have a responsibility to let the people of the nation which you lead, what is the problem? Or else, let me see you in the summit. Because remember, you are the longest serving leader in CARICOM consecutively. You are the one, according to you, who other leaders come to get advice. Remember all of these things, PM? Please, PM. Please. Go to the summit or tell us tomorrow why you're not going. Don't tell me not about you're sending this person or you're sending that person or you schedule this or you're preparing for budget. You didn't know you were preparing for budget yesterday or the day before yesterday when you went to some stupid, some reparation thing in Colombia. I never hear a thing about that in my life yet. But Colombia having reparation conference. So you went, you came back, and you explained even though I didn't hear about it. And I accepted your explanation. Now, I expect you, who we pay you to do this job, to go to the CARICOM, which we are a member of, like the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, and the Prime Minister of Grenada, and the Prime Minister of Barbados, and Trinidad, all of who are going and leading their delegation, who are going. I expect either you go, lead our delegation, or you tell us why you can't go. I try to be very calm in the latter half of that. All right?
Thank you very much.
Oh, you had to buy food for everybody,
Or else I had to buy food for people
including kids.
who I don't like. I said I will, because I really deep down in my heart, I kept saying for years that if this is the prime minister of a sovereign country. He can go to Canada, maybe he choose not to. But now is a time, if you choose not to go to this very important summit, you have to give us your reason why. Scheduling what? Come tell us, explain. Don't just put the word out there. Tell us why. Speak heart to us as your people which you have led for 22 years. Speak to us. Speak to us. Speak, Lord, your people listening. Ulysses, speak, Lord, your son Ralph is listening. Well, we have you up there for 22 years. Speak, Ralph. Your people will be listening for an explanation. They bring that segment there. You know what?
Yeah.
They bring that segment there. They do it now. When he come on, I'm just going to take off my phone because I know you're going to thing in my face and all kind of thing. There you go. All who vote and kind of thing. There you go.
I want to say thanks to those who voted for Labour but now a ball.
This is one time I'm not looking forward to this. I'm still not looking forward to this. Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Bing. Bad man on radio.
Is this Kenson?
No, it's not.
No. This is a segment that is Kenson's Cat segment. You're gonna have to call back. All right? Play drop again, please. Play drop again, please.
I want to say thanks to those who voted for Labour but now a ball.
So let's see if we have him. I see. Good morning.
Good morning, Brother Bing. How are you? How are you, sir? How are you, my good brother? Good. What is this? I'm not getting an answer from my good brother this morning. No man, me not want to believe that the weekend was so bad that my soul can't say hello to me and those things. Good morning, Brother Bing.
Bing, my thing before me sugar drop here.
Good. Sherry, good morning, Sherry. I wonder what is happening this morning. I was just listening to my brother, who was very, very energetic and animated just a while ago. I can't understand. Listen to me. Make sure check his sugar they give me because I don't want him. Check him. Sherry. I care about my good brother. Check him. I beg. Is sugar good?
Yeah.
All right. How are you, my brother Bing?
Good morning to you, sir.
And how are you, man?
Can I just eat my thing before my sugar drop and you can just go please? Go on, please. Thank you very much. Thank you. Please. No, serious.
Yes, sir. Yes. I don't want the sugar to go down.
Go on.
Yes.
I say good morning to you, and that is all, okay? I ain't able. Me blue this morning. Me blue.
Say not talking to me. This is something I can't understand, eh? You call everybody name and say, oh, they need to know this, they need to know that. So what happened to my name?
Can I have
I am not a Vincent.
Can I have my thing, please, so that you can talk while I listen?
I am not a Vincent. I am not a Vincent citizen. Sherry. Sherry. Sherry, you know me as a Vincent citizen, Sherry.
Of course.
All right. So how is it that Bing couldn't call my name and say, well, Kenson would like to know these things?
You know why? Everything, Sherry. This is why.
I want to say thanks to those who voted for Labour but now a ball.
See, I love you over there. I love you. Listen. Anyway, I listened to Council this morning, and there was a great contribution as far as I'm concerned, because I thought about the same thing, and especially when we talk about productivity. I don't think it's something that many people really take into consideration here in Vince. Most people know is that, they get up, they go to work, and that's it, and they get paid. And they say if you're not in the kitchen, you wouldn't feel the heat, right? So I guess it will be those in the productivity sector who are the bosses who will know what pressure they met on Friday. I keep on saying that was the biggest boo-boo I have seen in a long time here in St. Vincent.
Yeah.
One of the biggest boo-boo. And I listened to Mr. Weeks, and I had to ask the question if he was insinuating that almost every Vincentian is a criminal or not law-abiding. Because but then he kind of walked back on what he said just as he said it, where he was saying literally that the police might have had reason to want to do a 100% stop. That make no sense to me. But with all of these things being, and Jomo was talking about the hold up of traffic most of the time. Why don't we two things? Why don't we go back to getting some traffic lights in St. Vincent? It was under this government we leave them to go down. And then secondly, remember we had laughed at Fitz when he mentioned a toll for access to certain roads. And what I couldn't understand was so many people who have traveled and who travel or who live overseas in the diaspora, they know about toll paying for road. A perfect example, the 407 in Canada, plenty Vincentians in Canada so I could talk about there. The moment your wheel touch the 407, you start to pay. And that is because you don't want shortcuts. So for them providing that for you, you have to pay. No, we have the road go across the tarmac. On evenings at 3:30 it's cut off. On mornings at 8:30 it's cut off. Couldn't that be the same thing that if you want this access to get away from the normal traffic that you could pay a little toll? That makes sense?
Think about that.
That make any kind of sense? No. Let me go a little further, because it seems like unless the idea isn't coming from a specific person, not even the government or party anymore, a specific person, it doesn't make any sense. Fitz came again and he spoke about a water park and so forth. It was laughed at as though it's something impossible to do. That was laughed at. But then we are seeing that these things are now going to be offered by our flagship mothership project that is soon to come on stream, Sandals. And even the issue of water bikes. They too have now been put out, and we know Sandals are going to get them because they are seeking persons to be mechanics and so forth for them. So the Vincentian people don't matter. Or you mentioned just now about our citizenship being the highest office of the land. So our citizenship doesn't say that we should be making money and so forth when it comes to these things before some foreign entity come here and get the leeway. And when Sandals get this leeway, are we going to see now that it's opened up finally for every Vincentian? Because what you're telling me, most Vincentians will not be able to go down to Sandals to spend even a day. So you're telling me that all of this will be exclusive to just foreigners only. And what about the Vincentian populace? We know what nothing. And then you come again to this issue of Reno. We were told that Reno was so important because of the port and all of that. Reno was so important. Well, for them come and answer Reno lie when he said 99% of whatever they were going to do, the quarry was going to leave St. Vincent. Not for Vincentian, not for St. Vincent, not to go in our treasury, but to go in Reno pocket. They say no, that's not true. But here we are, the port is being built, but Reno not touch a stone yet. You see where I'm going with this? Up to now, Reno not touch a stone. We have a whole miles upon miles riverbed up there with aggregate, some of the best in the world that used to build blocks and everything here for years, that houses have been built with. When they say they want a specific type of blocks, fine, okay. But I don't see any of the buildings down there at Bucament, where Sandals is now, being any different in height, because there are buildings here in St. Vincent that are higher than the highest building down there in Buchanan that Sandals is having. There are buildings in the Grenadines bigger than that, than the buildings down there. But the same blocks that were done here without any specialist equipment and so forth, they're still standing donkey years later though. Our Vincentian tradesmen built some of the best houses and government buildings here, and they're still standing here donkey years later though. And plenty of those people didn't go to university or anywhere else to learn trade. They learned it right here and they work right here without a degree. But all of a sudden, to tell us that we dotish, and to tell us that we are nobody, and to show you just the contempt that this government has for us, what they do. The flagship project of St. Vincent that is supposed to take us off the cusp and pelt us into the air, finally, into the economic takeoff that we were on the cusp for nearly 20 years. Well, not nearly, for over 20 years. That flagship couldn't be worked on by Vincent, and you had to bring concrete specialists and all of these people from the Dominican Republic and other places to do the finishing works down there. We see again, foreigners come again. So we not nobody. I heard one thing that, Vincent, we not high enough chefs say, and they want to talk that nonsense. Bing, let me tell you something. I've been on the food scene here for a while. Not overtly, but I've been on the food scene for a while. And the skill that I know I possess in food preparation, I know of people who are even at a higher level than me. And I know the kind of preparations that I can do, and that others know that I can do. To the highest level, gourmet dishes, to the highest level. And you're telling me that we don't have chefs here in St. Vincent who could reach up to the level that Sandals on? Nonsense. Stupidness. Second for King says so. Stupidness. We do have them. But most of them will prefer to go outside. Our country. Because when you look at the pay, the rate of pay for a chef here in the hospitality industry is nonsense. Waste of time. Go and check the wages act, $700. Come on. Nonsense. So when they say they can't find, if the pay is not attractive enough for the type of work I know people will have to do in an establishment like that, then why waste your time when they could go somewhere and work for even higher pay in a basic restaurant? But we see the disrespect shoveled out to Vincent, and we keep on finding excuses for it. The day will come when we won't have any excuse. Because in the days of Hitler didn't just become a tyrant and just tyrannically did what he did to everybody, you know. No. It started and people pretended they didn't see. That is why the poem Force the Came was written. So everybody pretended they didn't see until it was too late. The other thing, I've mentioned it so many times, we see so many workers come here. Bam, 1 to 3, they get work permit to work here because of our flagship again. But do we know how many people actually leave here with a passport for St. Vincent? They say we're not selling passport, so we're giving them away for free then. I am paying very close attention to our voters list and census data this time around here. Very close attention, and I'll ask every Vincentian to do the same, because for the past decade or so, our population has been declining steadily. And it would be interesting to see from 2020 to whenever the census is finished and the data is out there, just how far our population would have jumped. And also, just how far our voters list numbers would have jumped. Very interesting set of data I'm going to be paying very close attention to. And people keep running up and down Bing and not thinking. And the Prime Minister said to them the other day, believe in what your eyes see, not what you hear in comments book. Believe in your reality, see what you're seeing and not make nobody fool you. For the billions that we are in debt, is your life much better? Is our economy better? And they will jump up and say, oh, but the PM say that the IMF and everybody else say that our economy will this and economy will that. How? We are not doing anything different. Our productive sectors and supporting St. Vincent, our import bill. The last time I checked was 4 times our revenue. 4 times. But then you have people still believing in a government that has put so much on their backs that it is impossible right now to be economically independent. Fuel surcharge, where you are being robbed blind by Vinlec. If I had time this morning, I would have gone into it like how I did on the rant. But if you want to see it, go on the rant and you'll see it. We have VAT that was introduced under this government, telling that things would be cheaper because they were going to remove the consumption tax. I show the consumption tax still today. And you have VAT added. Yeah? And on top of that, they gave you another extra 1% to put another burden on your back. You have the custom duties. They add another 1 percentage point on that to put weight on your back. So now, every time you go to the supermarket, every time you go to the clothes store, every time you do services here, it is much more that you have to pay. They told you it would be cheaper. And we are seeing all of these things, all of these mechanisms that have been put in place slowly on you. Now, because all of us talk about the concessions that Reno and Rainforest and all the rest of them get. All of a sudden, you hear Carlos. You notice who he put to say it? He put Carlos to say that concessions on new taxi and this and that. Now, the taxi men are them complaining, you're hearing about how much cruise ships going to come. But when you break it down, you realize they just give you a number. But when you break it down, how many people actually benefiting in this tourism sector? There's a nice piece in the St. Vincent Times. Somebody need to go and read that, and that came from a taxi man. So go and read it. Those concessions, how many of the taxi men could actually go and purchase a new brand vehicle to come here? Those concessions are for the people who are bringing in the vehicles, not for the taxi man, not for the van man. And you don't pressure them. What about concession at the pump? We have seen gas price rise since 2022 when everybody else never move or go down or stay stagnant at 15 at say one place at $15 and some cents. Now we jump to 17. And not even somebody come and say, well, gas price is going to raise such and such time, so look out. You just go to the pump and you meet it. So lash in your skin. Molix again. Which means that every single other thing in St. Vincent is going to raise automatically. Every single thing. And we will hear about concessions for this and concessions for that and whatever. What about the Vincentian people? Winner people? Citizenship? Now, when it comes to that, every single time you say to the government, do something for Vincentians, ease them up. Oh, the government will lose such and such million. So who is it going to be going to? Being that is like you have your house and you have your children, and somebody say, why you not put aside your dressing up and thing to make your children look better to pay for their education? And they say, wait, me have to look right down the road. So your children are them want nothing. Only to go and take picture with.
All right, buddy, wrap it up.
Thank you, buddy. That's all I have to say, really. But have a good morning, Bing. Bing, buddy. You owe me lunch. You owe me lunch.
Tomorrow you come yet.
You hear me say?
Tomorrow you come yet.
Well, hey, tomorrow not come yet, but hey, we already see a poster out. And hey now, we already see a poster out with the Minister of Foreign Affairs going to be doing a meet and greet in Ottawa. Now Ottawa is somewhere where I really had too much Vincentian.
That doesn't say anything. Let's wait.
Right? Me not say nothing, you know, I'm just saying I've seen something that's interesting that I'm not seeing a meet and greet for the PM. Have a good morning, buddy.
Thank you, my brother.
You owe me lunch.
Boy, I will be so embarrassed. Shady, could you come back in studio, please? Dr. Richards is backstage. I just want to bring him on just like that without playing his drop. Could you just come, please? Doc, just give me a minute, please, okay? Let me... Doc? Doc, we hear you. Just give me a minute, Doc. Let me get Shady so that we can play the drop and bring in, okay? Hang on. Stand by. Can you play the drop? Let's bring in Doc, please. He's already backstage. He's actually on already.
Plain talk. Let's check in with the doc and look at things with a wider lens. Pastor Richards on OMG.
Thank you. Sorry about that, Doc. That Shady was outside a bit.
Not a problem.
So, my apologies.
Not
Good morning
problem.
to you, Dr. Richards. Good morning to you.
Dwight Bing Joseph. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you, Doc?
I'm doing great. New week, getting closer to independence, and that big day. Very, very significant.
How was your weekend?
Yeah, it was a fantastic weekend. Got involved in quite a number of things, very productive, and got a little bit of rest in there, but the time for rest will come. So let me do what I got to do now. Bing,
you
go
rest
ahead.
when you don't need to rest now.
Rest is a wise thing. I mean, Jesus Christ himself embedded that in his own ministry. He would take time off and just go and recuperate and connect with the Father. It's a very, very healthy thing to do, not to keep pushing 100%, but take a little time off to recuperate so that you could push further. As like a slingshot, you pull back so you could be catapulted forward. That's how I look at rest. Anytime you pull back, it must be to gain a momentum to catapult forward. And if your rest is for that purpose, it's good stuff. Being on your program this morning, you really said a couple of things that really just got me. Not what you would think, not what you would think at all. But I was like, nah, I gotta listen Bing this morning. Bing been drinking some good coffee. When you said you got concrete information, I mean, it's concrete, you said, not fabricated, but you got concrete information. So once you said that, I was listening and I was like, you said I got concrete information on the importation of blocks. Bing, I nearly died. It's like Bing is smoking this morning. Concrete information on the importation of blocks. Bing, did you think up that
Pun intended. Pun intended.
all weekend long? It's like
Pun intended.
And then you said something else. I'm like, Bing, really, you've been drinking your coffee because, or your medication or something, but you're on a different level today. When you said they have your name in the mouth like chewing gum, and I mean, all my years, I never heard that one before. Bing, that's a new one.
No.
Name in your mouth like chewing gum. Where I live in, I didn't hear that. But anyways, let me get into my program. I don't know that I want to. People been asking me a lot of stuff that I don't have answers for. Pastor, how you feel about this? Pastor, how you feel about that? And, you know, I ain't going. Even last week, I was doing a program and they asked me, okay, next week when we do this, it's on IKTV. When we do this, you know, I want you all to talk about the Palestinian-Israeli thing that's happening there. I'm like, I don't know that I understand it well enough to talk publicly about it. I don't know if it's age, but I'm getting to the point where if I don't understand something well enough, I don't know if I want to talk about it, especially when I influence people. I know that I'm an influencer in some corners, and, you know, people will go with what you say. When people like you, they go with what you say. If people like you, Bing, they're going to follow your spiel. They're going to follow your rhetoric, and they're going to buy into it. So I know that. So it comes with a responsibility that whether I wrong or I right, once I say things, you know, there's some people that are going to be influenced by it. So I said, you know, I said to them, the program people, I said, I don't know that I want to talk about Gaza just yet. Because everything is so, well, the word I used with them, I said, it's so vanished. I mean, it's whether it's from the Israeli side or the Palestinian side, I have and I don't trust the media that much anymore coming out of the pandemic era, where I really realized the potential on either side to spew forth tons of information. Some of it generated by AI, to be sure, but to put it out there for public consumption as if it's fact. I understand the gullibility, for example, of people. I've talked on my commentary of, over and over again of how the gullibility, the current gullibility of people is capitalized on. And media can construct their material knowing that the public is not always going to be disciplined in research and in discerning what is being put forth. So people vanish things all the time, rinse stuff and reconstruct. We are in the age of revisionism. Being people, you're listening to me, right? I'm aware that we're in the age of revisionist history. We could whitewash history on so many things as if it's never happened, and we could repaint it. I mean, I am aware that we're in the age of reconstructionism. We are reconstructing things. Well, that's been going on for a long time. But we have hyped up. Reconstructionism is on steroids. So we reconstruct things that have happened to suit our whether it is a political perspective or a worldview. You know, we do that. And that is actually happening with Gaza Palestinian conflict being it happened with it when the COVID era too. It's just people will flood my feed with all kind of information and conspiracy theories, and from the other side too, the same thing. They would beef up what they want to do with their numbers, and I just came to the point where I didn't trust the media anymore. You vanish things, you paint it, you revise it, and you reconstruct it, and you put it out there, and people run with it. So people came last week asking me, say something about Gaza, say something about the Israeli, and a lot of the information, by the way, there's a lot of popularity. There's a lot of popularity and sympathy with the Palestinian position. And again, you can see material coming forward to prop up of worldview of the Palestinian. You could see material coming out to prop up a particular perspective of this is how you need to see the Palestinians. You need to be sympathetic to the Palestinian. And it is not just a rhetoric. All of the material, the backup videos and stuff the Israeli did, everything is being produced. Some of it produced by AI, to be sure. But they can make it look real. And then you're seeing it on the other side. Historical perspective, biblical perspective. This is what the Bible said. This is that. And the Israeli position is so well fortified. The Israeli position generating and genning up a sympathy for the Israeli is so well done, well manufactured. It's like a mill out there manufacturing. What information you want? Do you want information to make Israel look good? Oh yeah, we could give you information that makes Israel look good. So information comes out that makes Israel look good. Or you want Palestine, the Hamas, or whatever. Hezbollah. You want who you want to look good. We can make them look good. And the information comes forth and it is put out there for public consumption. And people gleefully soak up this information, pass it around. You see, I told you, you need to be sympathetic to the Palestinians. I said, please. Oh, you need to be sympathetic to the Israeli. I'm like, geez, let me dig, let me find my own facts. Let me not digest the trash that you are giving me because it's manufactured. So when they ask me being about, give a position, I'm like, oh, let me try to get myself organized here. And what I just did there, being, I'm beginning to do that for everything. What do you think about the they're gonna come. What do you think about that whole? I was in a conversation Friday night. What do you think about that whole traffic jam thing? Friday morning, and the narrative all across the radio, Lex. I'm like, what do you think? I can't, I don't know. It could be that it was a bonehead move. It could be, I give you that. It could be that it was a strategic move. And sometimes for the higher levels of strategy and strategic move. Now, I'm not saying it is, so don't run with that. Don't run with that. Do not. But presuming that it was, I can't see it. But presuming that it was, you think they're going to come and tell me for national security reasons or whatever, why they did a dry run? Why they deliberately messed up the whole thing? Was there something of a higher order planning and strategy move behind it? I don't know. And because I don't know, I can't really comment on it. It could very well be that there wasn't anything behind it. It could be very well be that this was just a real mess. But sometimes there are things that we think, well, that's a real mess, that's a real comedy move. And sometimes we don't see the orchestration behind it. And years later, a couple of incidents down the road, we realize, oh, that's why they did that. I just don't know. It may have been happenstance, or it may have been strategy, but for me to come and comment on it with a sense of assurance and certainty, or we say certitude, that this is that, and presume that I know it all, I can't do that. There are other incidences that you talked about in your program this morning. Until you have the fullest of detail, it's all conjecture and speculation. And you could sway a nation on conjecture and speculation. I have to be very careful about that. I could sway a nation on my opinions that are not buried or sunk in, let me use your word, concrete facts. I could do that. I think it's age that I want to hold back and to think things through better and to think things through a spectrum that was not handed to me, but reconstruct and recreate my own spectrum and think of all of the angles that you're not telling me in your spiel, in your rhetoric, in your narrative, things that you're not telling me. I want to think about the things that, the angles that you have kind of kept hidden or myopically have not, when I say you, not you being, myopically you have not explored these angles. I want to think wider than the lens that people are giving me. Is that bad, Bing? That wasn't rhetorical. I was just pausing there to.
I know.
If you is that bad that I, and the thing that I found, Bing, is that and I'm just doing this for radio commentary so people could figure out how they're going to appreciate radio commentary. The thing that is bad is when the wave of public opinion is skewing in a particular direction. Dare you, Bing, suggest that maybe there's another angle. Bing, that's a very dangerous. I've been there many times, and you get labeled, you get criticized, you get judged, you get whipped. There's one course or one recourse only on public radio, popular radio, and urban radio like yours. You have to hear what the majority is saying, sense what they're feeling, whether on Facebook, on your Facebook feed. You have to see where the popularity lies, where people are trending, what they want sympathy with, and you got to go with that. Bing, dare you stand up and say, hold on, can we consider another perspective? Not that you're saying this is not that you're offering, if they're offering popular opinion, they're offering alternative A. This is how you should look at the traffic jam. This is how you should look at Gaza. This is how you should look at Palestine. Palestine, man, we need to be sympathetic towards Palestine, or we need to be sympathetic towards Israel. This is how we should see the Prime Minister not going to Canada. And popular opinion drives you to a particular position. And you begin to sense where the popular opinion is. And what you're supposed to do, you have one responsibility. Come on radio and side with the popular opinion. Opinion A. Opinion A. That is where we are. We're going with opinion A today, okay? That's where we are. Let's go on with that. There you come on the radio and not say there's opinion B or position B, and that position B is right and concrete. So to hell with position A. You're not coming on radio and saying that. You're coming on radio and saying, wait, hold up. I know you were thinking position A, but can I pause it? Can I put on the table position B? and let us at least consider that. It may that position is not a reality, but let's at least consider the possibility that there might be a position B. You want us to think about that? Bing, you get beat up. So if the popular opinion is support Palestine, be sympathetic towards Palestine, and somebody comes with, can we consider that Israel might have a case? Boy, is licks. Oh, you're biased, you're myopic, you're this, you're that. Or if it's the other way around, that Israel, let's be sympathetic towards Israel, and you come and you say, well, what about the Palestinians? Boy, you get labeled anti-Semitic. That's the big one, anti-Semitic. You get labeled racist, you get labeled ungodly and not biblical, you get labeled bad. Go with the prevailing position. That's a dangerous box to be in. I just want people on the radio to be a little bit more discerning, realize that AI out there generates a lot of image. You really could. I've seen documentaries on what AI can do, so I know I'm aware. And I don't buy things. I have seen in the COVID times what a lot of people behind the scenes, depending on your worldview or what side of the fence you are on, how you were able to select and produce and generate material to support your position. So I can't trust you. I have to think. And when you come on the radio this morning with all of the things you're doing, I'm not saying that you are wrong, Bing. I'm not saying you are wrong. I am saying that I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, I hear that perspective. I wonder if there's a different perspective that can help me to understand the thing better. Is that fair? That's my commentary.
Thank you very much. And that's your commentary. That's your commentary. I like that. Thank you very much, Doc. Catch you tomorrow morning, same time, okay? God forbid. I like how you said, that's my commentary.
Well, that's my commentary. That's my position. I don't know if it was helpful. But I'm telling people how I view things. And a lot of times when I come with alternative B, not that I'm saying this is it, run with that. I am saying, can we at least think of this also? I just think it is very helpful. But others might not think so. All right? All right. Have a good day. Bye.
I want to say something to those on the Facebook Live. I see a lot of people complaining that, or they want Dr. Richard to speak about this and that, and I should listen. I keep saying I don't tell commentators what they should speak on. Give them executive privileges to do that. I didn't tell Jomo Council to speak what he should speak, and I certainly didn't tell Mr. Weeks nor any of the others. So I don't tell that. I let that's the free reign I give them. All right. So please, I keep saying it over and over again. I do not tell the commentators what to speak on. All right. I want to wrap up early, and I'm gonna wrap it up being very calm. According to Dr. Richards, I'm gonna wrap up on position G. Right? Position G. Let me finish wrapping up on this kind of a thing. I'm not gonna rant. I promise you I'm not gonna rant yet. So but seriously though, we need to have a serious conversation on this issue where our Prime Minister has chosen, because I'm still holding on that he cannot go, but is choosing not to go and have bilateral discussions with other leaders in CARICOM, heads in CARICOM. Okay, I think that we need to have a serious conversation on this. And the article that I was reading out of St. Lucia, which states, and it's right here, it says the summit, because Candyman asks about what the discussion points of the summit will be. So I'm saying, let me read them out. The summit underscored the commitment to addressing the climate crisis and promoting inclusive growth through green economy. And also it also access finance and global financial architectural reform. Oh, as a small island developing state, don't we need that? You know, let me say that again. To access to finance and global financial architectural reform.
building on recent international dialogues, which what Dr. Richards would have said I know for sure will be on the agenda under that one. The international dialogue that's going on right now is what's happening with on the Gaza Strip with the Jews and the Palestinians and the this and all that. So that matter will definitely come up, and I know what Prime Minister has his position on that, right? Also, building on secure and equitable hemispheric, including Haiti. Now, I've heard Prime Minister spoke at length on the matter of Haiti. Now, here's your platform, Prime Minister. Here's your platform. Among other CARICOM leaders, together with other CARICOM not leaders, with my brother Justin Trudeau, as he referred to him. My brother Justin, not Trudeau, my brother Justin. All right? Leaders will engage on security challenges impacting the region's stability, sustainability, sustainable development, and economic prosperity. Let me say that again. Leaders, not foreign ministers, but leaders of CARICOM will engage in security challenges impacting the region's sustainability, sustainable development, and economic prosperity. Trade and investment roundtable. Now you see that one there? Trade and investment roundtable. Oh gosh, we can't miss out on this opportunity. Now I remember growing up as a young boy, Canada was a big market with trade with St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We traded with a big market. There was a company called Barnwell's Investment, among others, who traded a lot. BDS, I call him, breadfruit dashing and saltfish. He had a company who traded a lot with Canada. And this trade that I'm speaking about is our agriculture produce, which really don't move them out. We finish reading this, all right? Traded a lot on these with our agriculture produce. So trade and investment roundtable, and get this other one, a private leader level roundtable will foster discussion with Canadian investors and business executives to enhance commercial relationships and promote investment opportunities in sectors such as, get this, renewable energy, infrastructure, and security. Pick one of those three there: renewable energy, infrastructure, and security. Wow. The other day we heard talks about bringing in the Canadian Mounted Police on the mass killing that took place. Well, duh. So let's go. In addition, participating in the summit, Prime Minister Pierre of St. Lucia will meet with officials and potential investors at the Foreign Commonwealth Office in London, England. While in London, the Prime Minister and Minister with External Affairs, that minister will also host a town hall meeting with the diaspora on October 14th. The Prime Minister Pierre and the Honorable Minister on the sideline of the Caribbean Commonwealth Summit in Toronto will host another town hall meeting on Saturday the 24th. That is in Toronto. These gatherings provide a unique opportunity for the St. Lucians community and in London and Toronto to engage in open and meaningful discussions about our shared goals, concerns, and aspirations. The government of St. Lucia values the perspectives of the St. Lucian diaspora, and these town hall meetings exemplify the government's commitment to inclusivity and engagement while away Minister of Education, blah, 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 will act. And that's from a news site, Solution News. And I'm gonna leave it there. If I stay on any longer, I'll rant some more. And Pastor might have to come back and calm me down. I might have to just bring that down. Tomorrow morning, I still got some more things on the list that I want to discuss. How did Pastor end it? He said, that's my commentary, and that's my program for today. I'm God. We love you.
Welcome to Lane's Hardware Plus Arnowsville for convenient shopping and parking. Where are we? Turn off at Arnowsville Technical College Gap.